That will be the 20. That'll be the 93 there of Matthew Johnston. Row number 10 is going to be Jonathan Diamond. The 39 is outside Michael Davis. The 5, row number 11, it's Harley Barletta. In the 81 is outside the 12 of Kyle Holden. Row number 12 is going to be Stephen Gibson. And the 21 is outside 24 of Zach Hinson. Row number 13 will be Gar Snyder, and the 88 is outside the 7 of Stephen Madden. Row number 14 is going to be Dan Sparner, and the 14 is outside 38 of Ryan Johnson. Row number 15 is Jamison Miller, and the 18 is outside the 99 of Brandon Wallace. Row number 16, Tyler Meeks, and the 35 is outside the 22. That will be, got a number on that one here, Sparky. I lost track here.
That would be Austin Hable, I do believe.
Austin Hable, yep. And then row number 17, Rick Sargent, and the 27 is outside Charles Whitehead, the 51. Row number 18, Eli the Wild Childs, and the 9 is outside Richard Fornshell, and the 90. Final starters, we will see will be, well, that will be Jason Taylor, the 15 is outside, the Stephen Blake, the 37. Finally, Sheldon Chris, the 8, and Kevin Ward in the 112. And race fans, I don't think we have seen a bigger field, a bigger lineup than this in quite some time. As we get ready to get things figured in right now and get things kind of cleared out. Right now I'm having some technical difficulties on my end, and trust me when I say I think there's a few more that I've been trying to figure out as of late. We're going to have to get in touch with one of those guys down there because they've been annoying me as of late about this, but they said they had something special in mind they've been messing with, and I don't know what's going on, so keep an eye out for those lime green machines.
Lime green machines?
Lime green machines.
Well, we keep our eyes peeled on that.
I would certainly hope not, but we'll see here. Right now, that is the NPR guys, but that right now, John Thacker, the 56, will be the race leader. Brock Whitehead in the 82 will be up on his outside here. That's what I'm getting the command div on. Or no, hold on, wait a minute. It's supposed to be, yeah, I was about to say that's 91, Kevin Crusher up there. My escape, my lineup is all over the place here, Sparky. What did you do down there?
I promise I didn't touch anything down here. Nothing touched down here.
Well, while I get this figured out around here, why don't we get back to the racing, get to the action, the class begin. Here we go.
Green flag underway. Here we go. 40 drivers in this one. We're going to see what they can do here. They're already spreading all over the place.
They are indeed here, my friend, and already charging hard, charging quick here. Field working their way around into the back here. Everybody looking for openings, looking for a shot. And I think, honestly, this might be the thing that breaks my computer tonight, because apparently we are literally chock full of drivers. I can't even get up front to see who is in the proverbial race lead.
Looks like we have Mr. Kevin Kinshar and the number 91 leading the race currently at the moment as they come into turn 3 and coming off turn 4 in the number 91 Chevrolet.
He is certainly the race. He certainly does have the race lead indeed here, Sparky. I'm just trying to figure out why the heck we're not showing him as the race leader on right here. He's on the top of the list here. He is a guy that beat here, but nevertheless, I'm having some technical difficulties here, dude.
That's okay. I got you back here, buddy. Right now, he does show up on top of the leaderboard as of the moment, and I got him showing in the second spot in that 20 car, and the Chevrolet right behind him. Robert Lorenz sitting back in the 3rd position.
We certainly are indeed right now. Field working their way across down and onto the front back straightaway here. You see a little bit of lime green popping up on there, and right now the 48, the 56, the 76, and the 2. They are all mounting the charge and moving in a way. That is the mid-pack racing crew. You'll get used to seeing them every now and then here.
So that one was the lime green you was talking about at the beginning of the show.
Yes,
there.
Yes,
okay,
that was what I was talking about down there. What, my goodness, Sparky, I just brought you back onto the show. Do I have to send you back down there and go find me a few beers to eat?
Heck, I'm down here enjoying a nice little steak here while I'm watching this show down.
Nah, we got to get some gator down here in Daytona, boy. You know better than that.
I do. I'll get some here in just a little bit as we keep watching the race at hand here.
Right now, currently, as things finally restored to order here, Kevin Crusher is showing up on our end as a race leader. We go on board with only our guys. Currently holding down that number 48 here up to the front. Kevin Crusher, the 91, not the 41 on his end. Currently leading the field and leading the charge in as the Mullen man Robert Lawrence tries to drive the Blaster Master up to the front.
So far, kind of tame up here near the front. Looks like the first about 6, 7 cars here kind of all lined up together. The other final back here where the green cars are.
They certainly are indeed here, Sparky, right now currently as the drivers continue to battle out and battle up to the front. Again, this is a 25-lap shootout here with this clash race, but also you got to remember something tonight, folks. We have the Duels at Daytona coming up right after this, and this will be a 15-lap main event where only the drivers in their individual positions will get to start in their rows from the inside to the outside.
Absolutely, and right now, this looks like pretty much everybody's just kind of keeping calm here as we've now approached over lap number 5. Kevin Kershaw is still holding serve. Jacob Gibbons in the second spot. Robert Lorenz sitting in third right now.
Jacob Gibbons right now trying to stay under control, kind of keep it way out of line and keep it in the pack here with Sirius XM number 20. But again, you can see the Mullen man, Robert Lawrence, already spying a little rat in this cat. He's going to try to hold down some boys as they work their way up to the front here, Sparky.
Yeah, they're trying to get a little something up on that outside line. It looks like maybe trying to test the waters a little bit, see what they got. Looks like now they're just going to stay up on the outside for the time being.
Well, they were until they realized there was nowhere to go here. Jamison Miller end up going into the pit row. They're having some problems down there. As you see, Nathan Meyer not in the number 1, but in the 24. And I'm trying to figure out where on earth that 24 scheme was put onto a Ford Mustang. And now, don't get me wrong, I love my Fords, but what on earth happened to this one?
I know it almost seems a little sacrilegious to have that style number 24 on a Ford. Doesn't just seem right, but I guess we'll be okay with it here in this race. You can run whatever you want, so I guess we'll be okay.
We certainly can indeed right now here, folks. If you are tuned in right now with us, first off, thank you so much for joining in as we are currently live here on Facebook. You will see the replay, though, up on YouTube end, and we actually are trying to build that up a little bit more and give a little more views. So if you guys would, please subscribe down there on YouTube end. And I hope you guys will enjoy our shows here with these 2 main events as I have my good friend Sparky helping us out with this action. We start a bit of a single file draft right now, though. Sparky, I got to think right now, these guys are not trying to do anything too crazy. They're kind of being a little more under control, but I mean, at the same time, when you got 20 laps on the track here, is it really worth trying to be under control knowing that there's only no cautions you can get out of this one?
I think right now they're going to be okay being calm like this. As soon as we get closer more to that lap number, I'd say maybe 19 or 20 or so, that might be time when you got to kind of strategize your move and you got to hit that green light at some point.
Certainly do indeed. Right now we're going to go back in the pack here. Right now we're currently trying to cycle through our drivers. You can see there are a few folks in the back here kind of moving in. Austin Habel, number 22 right now, currently right behind Tyler Meeks, who we have our eye on in that 35 as the caution comes down here. There is a halfway caution I forgot to add here tonight, but well, I don't think we have to worry about a caution on that. I think these guys are just all over the place here on the back straightaway. Sparky, what happened down there?
I'm trying to get a good look to see what happened back there.
I'm trying to as well here. I'm not seeing anything on my end. Well, I guess it gives me a good opportunity to try this out now. Take a look at here. That was the halfway caution, I can tell you that right now. So that was that is going to let the drivers get fielded back into position. And hope you guys don't mind the new instant replay there, although I don't know why it just froze on us. I think we might need to go get that fixed by the time we're done with this one tonight, bud. Everything's breaking up on my end. I swear, everything just cannot seem to stay and fit and stay in shape. And I think I have a good idea who is doing this. You know who I'm bringing in now? You know
we're bringing somebody else in here?
Yes,
okay.
We're bringing somebody else in here. I am bringing in the attacker of Home Lives Matter, John Thacker, because I have a hunch that this rat over here is doing something to my end. Thacker, what have you done to my stuff?
Why y'all blaming me for that? No, it is me, man. There's something I got to show you guys here.
What? Show us. What are you showing?
The following announcement has been paid for by the NPR.
In a league known for close racing and exciting results, stand one team that is different. One team that has set the bar to average. That team is Mid-Pack Racing. When other teams win on the track, there is one team that wins in the after party. That team is NPR. So tune in Tuesdays, and watch NPR battle for their place on top of the bell curve. NPR, because 10th through 19th has a 1 in it too. NPR.
All right, so that's what you've been hiding from me this whole time. Is this the whole thing you've been messing up my stuff for, Thacker?
Yeah, we've been scheming on you, bud. You know, it's not another race unless we harass you a little bit.
You harassed me by playing this NPR video package, whatever. What do you think? You're the new world order around here? Are you trying to create this world here?
We are, you know, the best race team out there, and we gotta let everybody know it.
We're just gonna
We're
have
the
to.
most average race team out there.
I can't believe we're gonna have to
I'm
deal with
glad-
this the whole season.
I'm glad they're hijacking you, not me.
Oh yeah.
Yeah,
Well,
but
hey, look who's 15th through 17th, man. I mean, we are in the middle.
yeah, I guess so. But nevertheless, Thacker, I guess appreciate your time here. Although I'm gonna have to figure out how to fix my system now that you've completely destroyed everything.
I'll release it for a little bit of ransom. So
I'll think about it. Well, now you see what I deal with on a constant basis here, Sparky.
Oh boy, yeah. Sounds like you got some trouble brewing around here.
Boy, do I ever. Well, nevertheless, here the field right now currently getting stretched back in, getting ready to field this one back down here. We're going to go ahead and bring in one of our other drivers just looking through our field right now. We're going to talk with our 3-wide motorsports crew. Right now, this is Mr. John Diamond up on our call list now here. John Diamond, you got a copy down there, sir?
Yeah, I got you.
Hey, man, the number 39 Oscar Mayer machine looking pretty hot out of the start here, moving up 9 spots from where you began this race at. But nevertheless, here in the clash and the duels, I got to believe it's going to be a lot of strategy here tonight for you and the guys, isn't it?
Yeah, I'm only their teammate for the night because James couldn't make it. Hope he gets better soon. But yeah, I've been just staying on the bottom, listening to what they want to do. So see if we can get linked up here on this restart. But unfortunately, me and Man are going to be on the outside.
Sure
See what happens.
Well, nevertheless, Bud, we do appreciate your time here tonight. We'll see how well everything plans out for you and your crew here.
All right, thank you.
John the Diamond right now having a little word with us here as we are currently getting ready to get back to the action here. Bring in now one of our other drivers as well, and Sheldon Pearson. Pearson, you got a copy down there quick.
Yeah, I got you, man.
Hey, Bud, right now as we get ready to cycle through and find you here. There you are. It's still a little UPM and Sun scheme on that number 8 tonight.
Oh, yeah. I had to go as bright as I could.
Guy trying to stick out like a sore thumb, huh?
Yeah, I don't want to be hit.
Well, we can't blame you there, I guess. But nevertheless, Pearson, a lot of hard racing to be had tonight, as we mentioned earlier. I mean, what a season you got in mind here. This going. How excited are you for what is in store for us here on our show?
Man, I'm really excited for this whole season, especially the open races. I think it's going to be really competitive.
It certainly is indeed. Well, nevertheless, though, with the open setups and some double with switching back from the Gen cars, it will be certainly a season to remember. Pearson, thank you for your time, sir.
All right, thanks, guys.
All right, we're taking you down to the team dumping run, ain't we?
Yeah.
Okay, just making sure. We're still getting used to the team name, so.
All right.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, that was Sheldon Pearson on our line there as we get ready to get back to the action here tonight. All right, Sparky. You know what time it is.
Oh yeah, we're getting ready to get that pace car out of the way. We're about ready to get out that green flag. We're about ready to go finish this clash here.
Yes, sir, we are. Dusty Bardwell joins us in saying, let's go. OnlyFans Lawrence. Jordan May coming on board saying, I'll touch Whitehead, everything you know. Off to the green flag. We are back underway. Field works their way around.
We got problems.
We got problems with Sparky. What the heck is going on down on the front straightaway?
Wow, something happened in the back of the field there. It was just cars all over the place just at the start.
Certainly was indeed here. We're going to take a look at the PTM replay and find out what happened here. That was a wild little situation popping up on our end. See if we can get a camera look at this one. I don't think we're going to get that. Well, it looks like you got a piece of it there. The number 7 there, that is Stephen Madden. Gets kind of caught up in the mix of things here, unfortunately, and gets kind of caught off guard. Bit of a tough break there for him and his crew. And I guess my old little video package thing I had set up, Sparky's not working right, so I had to go to the original.
Yeah, it seems like we are having a little bit of technical difficulties just trying to get to see exactly what happened back
That's
there.
those NPR guys, man. They mess up everything on my end, I swear.
Yeah, that guy. We'll just put it on him.
They just touched it. They like went in and like did everything wrong and then messed it all up, and now I can't get around it anymore. It's like, what do I do with that stuff? Well, I'll tell you what we do. We have lemons, you make lemonade. We're gonna talk with one of our guys down there who knows a thing or two about putting the throttle up on the hood. That is AJ Gotzi now in the number 11 Logitech Chevrolet Camaro. AJ, how you doing tonight, buddy?
I'm doing pretty good, Chris. How are you?
Well, we're doing pretty good here tonight as well. Not just me tonight. I actually got my friend Sparky kind of joining us in. So I got to ask AJ, with this season kind of transpiring here for you and your career, what brought you back here onto our show to get some more reaction in?
Just the talent and the fun racing they have over here.
For sure there. Well, nevertheless, here, anything you got to say to the friends or family out there or wishes for them as you get ready for the Clash and the Duels here?
I just hoping somebody's watching to cheer me on.
I gotta believe somebody's out there rooting you on, or if not, I'll make sure Sparky roots you on a little bit.
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
Appreciate it, guys.
Thanks for your time there, AJ. For BRR Motorsports, ladies and gentlemen, that was AJ Gotzi tuning on in with us here. We'll now take it back here and talk with some of our other guys here from the Rusty X Motorsports. Now we're going to bring in Mr. Kyle Holden onto our show here at the number 12 machine as he comes on board to the show. Kyle, how are you doing tonight, sir? We're doing all right on our end, just hanging in there. So, nevertheless, though, bud, rocking the Toyota Camry tonight here. What's up with the scheme on that one as well?
Yeah, it's just a retro paint scheme to the Calisonic Nissan GTR that used to do a lot of road racing. And just figured I'd put it on the Camry and see how it looks, and it looks pretty good.
I would say it looks pretty good indeed there, my friend. Looks pretty nice and a little sharp down there. I like it.
Yeah. It's took a couple hours to do, but it was pretty fun doing it, and glad it turned out okay.
For sure there. So I got to ask you, right now as we're getting a little bit closer to getting this Clash kind of wrapped in, what will it take here to try and survive and hold out on some of these guys tonight?
It's really just going to be keeping yourself in the draft, not kind of breaking away and getting caught up in too many checkups. That kind of breaks the field apart. So hopefully get down, stay into the bottom line, and just kind of hold it there until the end and see what happens.
For sure there. Whenever let's do. Appreciate your time here tonight, Kyle. Best wishes to you and your team tonight.
Thank you.
Ladies and gentlemen, Kyle Holden in our call list right now here as our field gets ready to send it back in. I think it's time now, Sparky. We talk with somebody we know all too well around here. I bring it to you now to introduce the Zanny fan, Craig Janzik, onto the line here. Zanny, how you doing, buddy?
This package is really not great, and it really doesn't have a lot of great racing to it. So we're doing with what we can. I hope that it takes me only 9 laps to get back up to my teammates up there in second, third, and third, fourth, and seventh, I think. So we'll see.
Sure there. Well, nevertheless, so with that package deal down there, what does it take to actually get around on this track, much less get up to the front, considering all things that we have to deal with?
You got to have a good support system, and I'm really happy that my cars are up there up front, for sure. And even worst case scenario, if one of them can get the win, that's just as good as it for me. So I hope to make the Free Beer and Hot Wings show proud, starting a great partnership with them here at this race tonight, kicking it off. And yeah, I'm really excited for the season we have coming up front.
For sure there, Janzik. Nevertheless, appreciate your time here tonight. I got to ask you real quick, where we send you back in, because we're still figuring teams out here.
I didn't quite catch it because there's a lot of iRacing comms going on. I think you asked me who my teammates are. It's Brock, Robbie, and Dayton.
Yep, we got you there, bud. All right, thank you there, Janzik.
Thanks, man.
I didn't mean to cut him off there, folks, but nevertheless, we are getting ready to get back to the action here right now. Sparky, time to get back to the green flag there, buddy.
There we go. Green flag back at it again. Lap 16 in the books, and here we go. We're going to get them started and fired up here. I'm going to go down into turn number 1 here very shortly.
We are going down into the turn here, the Champion Fire Equipment Fast Fun Cup Series Clash at Daytona. The first of our 3-part series here tonight. Here, still 2 more races coming your way. in the duels here tonight, but currently 10 laps to go in the clash. And Sparky, I gotta believe right now this is where you just literally start to charge in quicker and start to tighten those seatbelts up and just put a full throttle assault to this track when you can.
Yeah, we're getting close to that crunch time now. Where now that green light's got to go off in your head. You got to start making moves to get yourself up to the front.
You certainly do indeed here. Right now these drivers are doing that and then some here, just trying to fight it out and survive coming up through the field and through the back end. Everybody and every driver for themselves here, as currently we've got a little bit of a movement back there. One of the guys we talked to, Kyle Holden, trying to help out the Oscar Mayer, number 39, or excuse me, 39 there, John Diamond. Jacob Gibbons there in that Sirius XM. He was up there with the front pack earlier, still kind of hogging the outside line. You know, Sparky, I wouldn't think some of these guys will try to go to the outside as quick as they do, but I mean, it seems like they're really trying to get a bit of a charge, get something going, because that bottom line seems like it's the only thing that's going to work. Oh!
Yep,
I think we're going to see more about this one. Big one in Daytona.
Big problems.
Oh, I was wondering when he was going to say that. The 21 there, that is Steven Gibson. We actually saw him coming out of turn 3 into 4 and just completely shatters the car straight loosey-goosey, and away she goes. Oh my. I'll take a look at it from our PTM Instant Replay here, presented by Champion Power Equipment. Sparky, this was a wild move there. I don't know what happened to that 21. It looked like he just might have overdrove it.
Just looked like I just happened to look there and just was focused on him for just a minute, and all of a sudden it just looked like the rear end just came around on that car mid-turn. Almost looked like he was going to save it by using the other cars to bounce off of, but unfortunately all that momentum just kind of looked like it took him all up in the hill.
It just went straight right on him there, and he wasn't able to get that thing situated out. Unfortunately, that will send him back in through the field, and he's going to have a lot of problems trying to survive up for the rest of this one. This heat is pretty much going to be all but decided on a green-white checkered situation if they're not careful.
Yeah, we're approaching, looks like about lap 18, going to come around probably lap 19 here very shortly. So we only got about 7 so laps to go, and also we got a time limit on here too we got to watch out for as well.
We do indeed, my friend. We have literally the duels at Daytona coming up very shortly. And right now, if I was these drivers and I was the folks right now, I'd be trying to figure out how do I control my nerves, how do I control the car and watch myself here, because this is just getting way out of hand.
Absolutely. And right now, the guy I believe right now is in the catbird seat as our current leader right now, Kevin Bashar. Right now, he has stayed up front right now. Nobody has really tried to get a run on him. He so far has just kept it out front where you need to be.
He has indeed, my friend, but nevertheless, there is still a lot of time and a lot more at stake here, and we're going to go back down into the chat here and talk with some of the other drivers we have yet to refer to here, one of them being Jared Heasley, the 23. And Jared, good to have you back on the show after quite a long hiatus there, sir.
Hey, thanks for having me. It's going to be a fun season.
It is indeed here. So right now, as you drive the number 23 How to Suck at iRacing Toyota Camry, right now I don't think you're showing how to suck at iRacing. You're doing pretty good on keeping it up there with the iRacing pack here. What's the big thing you're focusing in on there at the moment?
Just trying to keep a draft and see if we can get something going, being patient, see if we can get the outside line going a little bit. It's been kind of boring on the inside.
Yeah, but not a lot of ways to pass on that inside line, but nevertheless, you think these guys are going to try and do the old push and run to get up to that outside if they have to?
I really hope so. I got to start on the outside, so we gotta try to do something up there to get up closer.
Certainly indeed here. Well, nevertheless, Jared, appreciate your time here tonight, bud. We'll see if that all works out in your favor and you get it going for the BRR Motorsports crew.
Yep, thank you.
Number 23 there, BR Motorsports here, tuning on in with us here tonight as we get ready to get back to our action, get back to the field here. A lot of heavy hitters coming through on the track, coming through in our pack here. Let's go ahead and talk now with one of our other guys here from the Go Fast Motorsports. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome in Mr. Tyler Meeks and the 35. Tyler, how are you doing tonight, buddy?
Good.
Pretty good here, sir. Right now, currently heading to pit road. What's up with that right now? We going to get some cleaned up car, or are you trying to get some set of tires on there?
We are gonna put a little bit more tape on this bad boy because we got a couple laps left, so not too concerned about heat.
Yeah, very good point there. Well, nevertheless, can maybe explain to the fans at home why it matters to not put on so much tape here for the heat and all that, because we know why, but maybe you can explain it.
Well, if you put more tape on there, you get better more downforce and all that good stuff. But the bad part is you start heating up. So less tape, less speed. You keep it cool. More tape, more speed, but you're gonna start overheating. So you kind of gotta find the sweet spot for it. But with only about 5 laps to go, I put more tape on it because I'm not gonna be worrying about them long run overheating issues.
For sure there. Whenever less Tower, appreciate your time here tonight, bud. We'll see what you can do with your crew down there in the Go Fast Motorsports.
All right, thank you.
Tyler Meeks, everybody, ladies and gentlemen, making his television debut here on PTM Racing TV. Right now looking to try to use that 10-lap advantage to his favor here and hope for the best here. Sparky, I got to ask you, who do you think right now probably will win this clash out with only 5 laps remaining?
I think unless these guys get organized on that outside line, I think that leader, Kevin Kishar right there, that number 91 machine, I think he's got the best shot right now, unless they can get something going on that outside.
Sure, they're going to have a little bit of work to do. Nathan Meyer there in the number 24. Good to see him finally back out on the show after a long hiatus. We've seen him here on the show before and quite a few times, actually. But nevertheless, here is... oh, go ahead.
Pace car's ducking on in. We're going back green flag racing, my friend.
We certainly are. 5 laps remaining at Daytona for the flag.
All right, can Kevin Kuchar hold on to this lead? Will that outside finally get organized? We'll have to see. We're getting down to the nitty-gritty here.
It really is indeed here at Sparky. Right now the field coming off around out of turn 1 down into turn 2 here. Everybody driving hard, trying to push their way to the limits of down across the back here at the bottom line. Seems to be drafting in pretty well while the rest of the field just hoping for the best on the outside. On the bottom end, though, the young phenom in the 82, Brock Whitehead, now moving up into the pace, looking to take down the mullet man. Rubber Bush go 3 wide, flew in the back straightaway to turn 3 and 4.
On 3 and 4, Kevin Kuchar still holding on to the lead. Nathan Meyer right in behind him. Robert Retz right in behind him. 1, 2, 3 as they come around. We got 3 laps to go.
Greg Zanfanjantic in the mid-back here, kind of moving up through the field here as the number 14 a day, and the man Starner tries to hold it on the inside. See everybody just trying to find some way, somehow, something they can do. They're pushing, they're shoving, they're doing everything they can to get up to that front, but there's just not a lot of area or breathing room, to say the least here.
Hold it, hold it. Oh, 15 cars around right in the middle.
Right in the
Spinning
middle.
through the grass.
They are crashing hard down there. Big wreck there on the middle pack. They're crashing up front too on turn 3 and 4, folks. Yellow flag is out. Big wreck down there.
Oh boy, what a mess. What a mess.
I think a mess is an understatement here. What on earth happened here? Holy cow. I don't even know where to begin with this one here, Sparky. What, could you see everything that happened down there with some of these guys?
Well, the 15 Remington car, another car got together on the back straightaway, and that's what kind of started the mess, and it started on the back stretch, and then it looks like it all kind of convened over into turn 3 after it was all said and done.
It seemed to have indeed here. We actually now have a look on that 15 car. Let's go ahead and take a look and see what happened there, Jason Taylor. And I gotta believe right now, no offense to the folks out here that say you need to make the car slower, but if you wanted to do that, this is the risk you run. Is this mid-pack racing area where everyone has to pack them up together and just try to keep up the draft. And unfortunately, some of these things will happen like that, where you can't hold the car in line, hold anything in still, and it just crashes everybody else in. And unfortunately for Jason Taylor, it looked like the same issue he had in the 21, causing him earlier troubles as well. So that's tough break there for them.
Absolutely. And now we got all these torn up race cars out here now. So these guys got to come down and get them all fixed up. And, well, this is going to really make things a lot interesting at this point.
It certainly will indeed. Now remember, folks, this is not our only race of the night. We have 2 more coming up in the heats. That will be the duels, and trust me, I say it should be a little bit easier to figure out who's where and who's what, because there won't be 40 cars on the track. And also, if you're going to ask, I've said it 1,000 times, I'm not letting Grant Infinger is not coming into our chat here tonight, folks, so please do not ask about that. You'd be surprised how often I get asked about that, or how often I get asked for bringing the wild child around here, which is what we're bringing in right now. Here is the potato master himself, Eli, the wild child, here in the number 9. Eli, right now, bit of a wild night for you and your crew here, I gotta believe.
Oh yeah, man. The potatoes have shipped, and we're gonna run this thing with no front bumper. Back end's all beat up, but hey, we're running 10, so anything can happen.
Yeah, you're running on the bottom line though, so I mean at least it's holding up down there, right?
Oh yeah, I mean this old champion power equipment Ford's holding together pretty good, even though it's all smashed up. But we'll be all right.
I think you'll be all right indeed, but nevertheless here, as you look to smash a few potatoes and make sure everyone gets a little bit of a naysay on that one. Good luck. Best wishes down here, you and your teams this year, buddy.
Appreciate it, man. We're gonna go make some French fries tonight.
All right. Well, bad luck tonight, there, bud.
Hi, buddy.
Sparky, just don't ask. Just don't ask.
That's okay.
Yeah, I know
The way
you're
that
nudging me here in the booth there right now. Do not ask me what the heck that means. I'm not explaining it. Just hear that right now, all right?
All right. Well, the way that car looks, it looks like the type of fries that he has, by the way, would be crinkle fries, because the way thing is crinkled up. I know that's a bad pun joke, but that's what it basically looks like at this point.
Well, the good news is for us is we got a driver right now up front that's not too crinkled up, has a pretty good looking car out there. Although, Nathan Meyer, I got to ask you, man, you know you're driving the number 24, and that thing's a Ford, right?
Yeah, man, all part of the plan. I'm a Mustang guy, but, you know, Jeff Gordon, William Byron.
I mean, I don't disagree, and I don't blame you, but I mean, I like Sparky beside me here just said a while ago, that's kind of sacrilegion, you know, to kind of change that up, you know.
Yeah, that's true. I do my own thing.
Okay. Hey, Sparky, I told you these guys do their own stuff, they own style, man.
I like it. I like it a lot.
Nevertheless, Mario, it is great to have you back on the show here after a little bit of a hiatus here on the on the channel here. But anything you got to say real quick for you and your Oval Sims performance, guys?
Yeah, man, we got a fast car. We actually had the dub right there until we got hooked up a little bit, but no, we're fast. We'll be all right.
Sure there. We'll nevertheless appreciate your time here tonight. We'll see what happens here in this final ends of the clash and on to the duels.
Thanks, man.
Ladies and gentlemen, Nathan Meyer there, the number 24, and at least the number 24 anyway. Popping up on the number 1 probably for your guys then, but now that's just discussed a number.
Right before we get going here, we had a little bit of tomfoolery on the back straightaway here. One of them lime green cars just took out the pit commit cone back there in turn 2.
Oh, I probably have an idea who it was down there, my friend. It's the master of destroying cones. It's the guy that is a baron in my existence. It's probably the guy that messed with all my video packages and everything here tonight. That being that number 56, John the Attacker, or Cone Lines Meyer Thacker. I saw him kind of sneaking his way down there on the bottom, so of course he was after that cone. He did not read very well from the Racing Bible, Extra Chronicles, verse 7 of 8. Thou shalt not take out the cone, or shall pay the price. The Lord of Speed does not forgive. He does not claim. He just simply gives and takes.
Amen to that. As we go back to green flag racing here at this point, getting back down into turn 1, Mr. Kevin Kashar. He's the man so far.
Kevin Kashar, buddy. In this case here, Kashar, not Kashar.
Kashar, okay.
Kashar,
I'll get it right here.
Kashar. Oh, well, you might have to figure that out a little bit later, but we got a big wreck there on turn 3. Turn 2, I should say. We got a big pile up on the end there.
Oh, big problems back there. Big problems.
Michael Davis, the number 5, we saw him crashing in badly there and a whole lot of trouble there for his end. We'll have to take a look at the PTM replay and see what the heck happened on his corner there. Lucky he might have just got a little too aggressive there. Yeah, they're already kind of sideways there. HT, the number 12, Kyle Holden, kind of tags in the 21, and then the 5, well, unfortunately, like Larson did, he at least had a second chance. This time, he did not get that second chance there to get out of that mess and just gets caught up in it.
Man, he took a couple brutal shots, too, during that mess, too.
Took a few more shots than I usually could do on a Whiskey Tango kind of night, unfortunately. But that is a tough break for the driver there in the number 5 here. We wouldn't even get a good chance to see what he could do or what he would have in stake here to perform. But I got a feeling we will see more of him hopefully in the near future. Hopefully, but that was definitely a hard break there.
Like I said, this place will eat you alive here. It just doesn't take much. Boy, it just tears up race cars left and right.
It certainly does indeed here right now, though. But we got their driver to tune in with us here. We're going to talk with him here. The number 24, Zach Henson, in that Toyota Supra. And Zach, I know we talked earlier with the Wild Child how bad its front end was, but goodness for you is it's really just your rear end that's damaged up. But how bad is that affecting you in the draft down there?
The draft, but if I get caught at the end of it, I'm just gonna lose everybody. I think it's slowed down a lot.
It certainly has indeed here. What would you say right now is kind of the big troubles these guys and gals are kind of focused on right now? You think they're just getting a little too aggressive here, or is it because of the package they're having to work off of?
Yeah, just situational awareness. That's the main thing.
Certainly is indeed here. Well, nevertheless, Zach, appreciate your time here tonight and your crew for coming on board once more.
All right, thank you.
Ladies and gentlemen, that was the number 24, Zach Henson, talking with us here. As we get ready to file and back up into position, get ready to come back onto the track. We're going to go and talk with those NPR guys now. We got Mr. Russ, the full bore Kilgore, on our line here. Russ, how you doing tonight, buddy?
I'm great. How are you?
Doing all right on our end. Been a while since we heard from you here. Been a little bit of a time or two. What's been shaking, buddy?
Oh, just trying to survive here. I think we're sitting in a pretty good spot. I got my teammates around me in our lime green Ford, so we'll see what happens.
Certainly do indeed here now as we start to approach and get one step closer to the end of this madness and this race here tonight, with leading to the duels. How much of a difference maker do you think this race is making for some of these guys out here?
I didn't hear. I've got people in my ear. Couldn't quite hear you. Talk about the duels.
Yeah. How much?
What was your question? I'm sorry.
How much of a difference with the clash here do you think it will be from the duels, knowing you guys are going to have like about half of it there? You don't have to worry too much about the drivers and all that.
Yeah, this one's just more kind of a fun race, feel it out. I think the duels will be much calmer, a lot more, drafting, side drafting, some slingshot, just to kind of see what the cars are really doing. A lot of cars out here right now, so it's kind of tough to move around. You kind of get in trouble. So.
Certainly is indeed. Well, nevertheless here, Russ, we do wish you nothing but the best of luck, even though your boy Thacker kind of screwed up all my video and audio stuff around here.
Yeah, sorry I didn't get my paint changed. I was the black sheep, so.
all good. We showed it as it was, so appreciate your time.
That's cool.
Buddy.
Nope, I appreciate it. Thanks, sir.
Russ, the full bore Kilgore, and yes, that was his ride you saw in that number 2 machine on that little video package they had made up. All right, here we go, Dustin. We got 2 to go here to stand by. Are they going to be able to get this one finished out and get to the duels? I wonder.
I wonder that too. Like I said, I figured when we got down to the nitty gritty here, we was going to have a lot of guys doing some bold moves and things like that. And looks like it's cutting right up to form at this point.
It certainly is indeed. But like we say here on the show, you got to finish it out somewhere. Field and pack ready to stretch this one back on down, get ready to fire back in here. And again, I know, folks, we're only showing about half of the field here. Remember, unfortunately, we still haven't been able to figure out how to get more cars and more things actually filled in without destroying our streaming error. So just be aware of that. We try to keep it look good and all that, but we do try to jump back and forth to see who's in the back and what's going on. So apologies in the back and the front. So.
And it looks like, according to what we're looking at here, it looks like we've got 24 cars on the lead lap. So basically, first from 24th has got a shot at this point.
First through 24th has a shot at taking this one home. These field drivers, though, they've got one thing left at mind and one thing left on their bucket list. They must survive and come forth to conquer. The drivers are now scattered stage and ready to field this one down to the end. They'll come off around out of the front straightaway here. Back to the green flag. You see him wave it down. Here we go. Back to the green. We're off.
All right, here we go. We're going to try to rack them up, try them again. And I'm kind of interested to see if the green cars will hook up with each other now that they're up there near the front.
Well, right now it looks like they're trying to, but they're caught up in a little bit of a storm. Harley Barletta kind of blocking them down in. Ryan Johnson, one of his former friends and teammates right now, trying to help him out down there out of turn 2, trying to give him a little bit of a run. In the back to the front here, Steve Clegg, the number 22 machine, also in that back into the fight here as they lead him down the back straightaway.
Meanwhile, back up front, Mr. Kevin still having the lead here, but we've got a new second place guy. Christian Wilcox has put the number 53 machine right into the second place.
He certainly is indeed here, man. These guys are coming in quick. They're coming in fast, giving it all they got. White flag now finally approaches. We're coming to the end.
All right, here they come, coming down toward turn one right now. Kevin and Christian right there together, 1 and 2. They're starting to pull away from the rest of the field.
The field on the outside trying to push, trying to shove, trying to hope for something, maybe a little hope or a little miracle. Christian Wilcox showing Kevin Castro forward, drafting it down the back straightaway. Wilcox trying to do one last maneuver, one last little push. See if he can get anything to work. It would be his first win ever on a show, but they are wrecking into the back end. Look out down there. The free wide, 4 wide salutes here. They pull him off out of turn 4.
Coming off the turn 4, Kevin Gashar is going to still hold on to the lead as they come down to the triangle, and Kevin's going to go ahead and take this one home.
Kevin Kersher wins the clash here at Daytona. Christian Wilcox a close second, and one of the NPR boys gets up to third. How about that?
Yeah, I believe it was Russ Kilgore in the 2 that got that third spot, and then they're doing some kind of celebrating on there in turns 1 and 2 there at the end.
He certainly was indeed, man. I think he wanted to probably enjoy that one a little bit more than anything, but nevertheless, race fans, your Daytona Clash winner is tonight, the number 91, Kevin Kersher. A strong showing here from the Champion Power Equipment number 91 machine as he rocks a little G-force action up to the front and into the pack here. A huge victory for that man right now. And his teammates now coming up right beside him, right into the field here. They're going to have a little push and a little help there for him. He definitely has got to be happy about that one. And I think this really is going to show you how much more those duels are going to matter down there, Sparky. They've got to get a really good win in on those qualifying times in the duels if they want to be up in the front row come race day in that next week.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, definitely something. I bet these guys really learned something in this first race here in this clash of what to do for the duels going forward at this point.
For sure there. Take a look at our top 10. We'll go through the list here. Kevin Kersher right now, your winner, Christian Wilcox, Russ the Fullbore, Kilgore, 4th, Caleb Forsythe, 5th to the attacker, Colin Lasmeyer, John Thacker. So 3 of the NPR guys getting up to that pack. What about that here? Harley Barletta, it's good to see him back on the fight here in the 6th place. Ryan Johnson, been a while since we heard his name and seen him on the show, but he is back and he's still living in proof with that Taz Motorsports machine. The 77 of Brian Alonzo, no surprise here, winning the Green Mountain Girl Truck Series season championship just a couple of days ago. Starts out strong here in the Daytona races. Nathan Meyer, a strong finish here considering we have not seen him in a while, and then 10th going to Austin Hable. That rounds out your top 10 anyway as we get through our field of drivers here now up on our show here. This is the rest of our finishers and how they all played out. And like you did say, Sparky, some guys were back in 24th. They just could not survive and get out of their own way, and it certainly did show here.
Definitely, and it seemed like I noticed something there too. It seems like if you stayed in line that the cars were faster than you was when you got side by side, and that's what happened in that last run. Those 2 guys up front got hooked up together and just drove away from everybody. It was interesting to see that.
It was indeed here, and it kind of makes me wonder, is that draft package going to be a bit of a handful, for a multitude of reasons for these drivers, and will they be able to hold on to that shot here? They'll have about 5 minutes left before the duel starts, so we're needing to get going here. But first, let's get time and talk with our boys here. There, Sparky.
All right, let's bring them on over.
We bring him in now. Here's your first of our 3, Russ the Fullbore Kilgore with a strong finish here tonight. And like I said, man, it looks like the team kind of pulled through for you and helped you out to the end. What a run there.
Yeah, that was fun. We could have maybe got up a half a lap sooner. We might have been able to send that lime green blur right by him, but it's all right. That was fun.
I mean, the good news is at least you guys now got a video package you can use for your promos and all that.
Yeah,
so.
I'm digging it.
Nevertheless, so Kilgore, as you're getting away top 3 here in the clash, what will be the main thing to focus on in the duels now?
Don't lose the draft with these cars. If you start to lose touch of the draft, you're gone. You got to stay in it, which makes it tough because if you want to hang out in the back and stay out of the big one, it's just not going to happen. So,
for sure,
yeah, we'll just we'll get into it. We're can't really help our qualifying spots. We'll see if we can get up there and do the same thing in the Clash.
Absolutely there. Well, nevertheless, Russ, appreciate your time here, bud. We'll see you here in the duels coming up. Anything you got to say real quick, though, before you head off there?
No, we're good. MPR.
All right. Best wishes to you and that NPR guys, I guess, down there.
All right. Thanks, Chris.
They might as well call them the New World Order here, folks. They literally are trying to take over everything now, for crying out loud. All right, let's go ahead now, take it down here. This is Christian Wilcox going to join me in here now from 3Y Motorsports. Christian, congratulations on a second place finish. They're still out searching for that first win, but man, talk about having to finish strong here against guys like Kevin Kershaw there at the very end.
You know what? I felt really good about that entire finish. If I had had some help, maybe on the outside, I could have gotten him. But in this current draft package, it's hard to get around somebody when it's just two in a pack. But all in all, I'm proud of it. 3 Wide Motorsports, we got off to a good start and ready to get this season going, man.
Well, right now you're just about ready to do that and then some here with the duels coming up. What's going to be your plan of attack there as well? We've heard from Russ. What about you?
Well, honestly, it's going to depend on who's going to be in my duel. If I have teammates, then obviously we want to work together. But you know, this is what sets the stage. If I can stay up front and then qualify up front, then I can avoid some of the riffraff when we get into the actual race next week.
Absolutely, there indeed, Christian. But nevertheless, here as we progress into the duels, any final thoughts before you head over there?
Let's get after it. Let's go 3 Wide Motorsports.
All right, you guys are loud and clear here right now. The number 53, Christian Wilcox, going to try to bring it home for 3 Wide Motorsports. 3 Wide Motorsports coming on in. Final guy to talk with here before we run off to our duels here. Sparky, you can head over there anytime when they open up, but I'll meet you there in just a minute.
Alrighty.
But nevertheless, real quick, let's get our final guy in here right now from BSM Racing. Ladies and gentlemen, may I present to you your winner here tonight in the Clash, Kevin Kershaw here joining us on in. And Kevin, first off, congratulations on that win, man. What a hard, long-fought battle of the 25-lap shootout you had to deal with. There's guys pushing and shoving back there just trying to catch you, but you managed to reign supreme on top of the Clash.
Oh, yeah, man. That was a great race for sure.
It was indeed. So right now, as we're heading on into the duels, really what's going to be the main thing you're focusing on now?
You know, just try to lead every lap and stay up front, stay out of the big one.
All right, for sure there. Well, nevertheless, final thoughts as we head on down to the duels now, because we got only a couple minutes left before we head there.
Man, I'd like to give a shout out to Gale Force tonight for coming on board and Reaper Speed Labs. We got a really fast hot rod thanks to those guys, and hopefully we can get her done again.
Absolutely. Nevertheless, Kevin, appreciate your time here tonight, bud. Our best wishes to you and the whole team down in the BSM Racing for the duels here.
Thanks, guys.
Ladies and gentlemen, the number 98, that was Kevin Kershaw, or 91, excuse me, Kevin Kershaw. And now, race fans, we're going to go ahead and quickly sign off this end here, but do not fear, do not worry. We're not leaving the stream. We will still be on the stream, so just go ahead and enjoy our little music from Miss Haley Taylor as we head off down to the duels. We'll catch you back here in just a few short minutes.
The finish line. Check the radio. Big crew is far from slow. The lights no longer yellow. Ready, steady, go. Crank it up. Oh, it's racing. 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 In love with the ride. Burning rubber smells real nice. Fuel it up once or twice. Come on, fast is the way to drive. Crowds all on their feet. Not one bothered by the heat. Imagine them in the driver's seat. Checkered flag would be sweet. Crank it up. Oh, it's racing. 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 Everybody get ready.
The following announcement has been paid for by the MPR.
In a league known for close racing and exciting results, stand one team that is different. One team that has set the bar to average. That team is Mid-Pack Racing. When other teams win on the track, there is one team that wins in the after party. That team is MPR. So tune in Tuesdays, and watch MPR battle for their place on top of the bell curve. MPR, because 10th through 19th has a 1 in it too. MPR.
Finger to the sky and a green light shining bright. The only thing I have in mind is the finish line. Check the radio, pit crew is far from slow. The lights no longer yellow. Ready, steady, go. Crank it up. Oh, it's racing. 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 In love with the ride. Burning rubber smells real nice. Fuel it up once or twice. Come on, fast is the way to drive. Crowds all on their feet. Not one bothered by the heat. Imagine them in the driver's seat. Checkered flag would be sweet. Crank it up. Oh, it's racing. 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 Everybody get ready. On your feet. Here we go. 3, 2, 1.
The following announcement has been paid for by the MPR.
In a league known for close racing and exciting results, stand one team that is different. One team that has set the bar to average. That team is Mid-Pack Racing. When other teams win on the track, there is one team that wins in the after party. That team is MPR. So tune in Tuesdays, and watch MPR battle for their place on top of the bell curve. MPR, because 10th through 19th has a 1 in it too. MPR.
Finger to the sky and a green light shining bright. The only thing I have in mind is the finish line. Check.
All right, sounds good.
All right, well, we're back now, ladies and gentlemen. Here, well, sorry about the long wait there, but yeah, you know how it is. We had to get everything set up on our end. Had to make sure we were good to go. But now we present to you here on PTM Racing TV the Duels at Daytona. Now, as we're getting ready to see a whole host of drivers coming on to our show here to put on a little bit of a fight here. So, Sparky, right now, after that clash, I gotta believe these guys are probably a little more calmed down, a little more tame here. I would hope, anyway.
You would hope they would be after that madness of that race with the 40 cars on the track. With the duels, the field's going to get pretty much split in half. So there'll be a lot more and more racing room in these duel races. So should be a good show here for both of these races coming up.
Should be indeed here right now, as we're currently only got about 4 minutes left on the clock for drivers to get in here and then get to their qualifying times. And meanwhile, we'll just I'll go ahead and I will try not to spread Sparkalicious's mixtape down here. Apparently, Sparky's got a good mixtape down there, from what I hear.
Yeah, sir, sparks a lot over here.
Sparks a lot.
But this baby don't got no back. I would say that much.
Oh my gosh. The last thing you need is anything of a tater tot casserole around here. That's all I know. Sir Sparks a lot. No, he ain't got no. Where do you come up with this nonsense? It was about as bad as when I told you not to bring up Dr. Seuss that one time at Oxford, man. What was wrong with you? You know we're gonna get canceled one way or another, and I don't need this show canceled any more than you do.
Well, that's okay. I'm sure I can make a deal with the NPR boys. I'm sure it'll be all right with them.
You're usually in the mid pack anyway when you're on the track. Heck, you beat me out literally when I was at Williamsgrove like what 10, 20 minutes ago.
Oh yeah. No, at least I got to see everything from the back view, though.
What does that mean? You're a backpack guy?
Yeah.
Hey, that explains why like Sir Sparkalicious, whatever the heck you call yourself, like baby, how a little baby got back here. Good lord.
Anyway.
Right now we're currently waiting 3 minutes here right now for this race to get settled in, guys. I do apologize for the wait here. And for the Dr. Seuss joke, by the way, at Oxford, this was during the time people were trying to have like what were they trying to do? Cancel out the whole Dr. Seuss characters or whatever, or, like something about that woke culture.
Yeah, something about a book or something had something that offended him or something like that they wanted to get rid of.
Yes. But and then we made the funny joke saying, "Be careful, you don't say anything about Dr. Seuss. We're gonna get canceled around here." So that's where that joke came in. So yeah, right now currently we got 2 minutes and 20 seconds left on the clock here as we're ready to get into the qualifying times here. Right now some drivers out on the track here, still working their way around. I think it's a better time than anything actually to bring in a few of them here, folks. So let's go ahead and talk down with some of our guys here. I think we're going to go ahead and talk with the Go Fast Motorsports man there in the number 51. That, of course, is Mr. Charles Whitehead. Charles, how you doing down there, buddy?
Hi, what are you doing, sir?
Well, we're just kind of messing with you right now down on the track here. Just trying to see what's up with you. How's things going?
It didn't go very good in the Clash, but hopefully it does a lot better in the Duels.
I hope so anyway. I mean, heck, you got a little bit of work to do down there, a little bit of time to begin with here. So, nevertheless, though, what is going to be the main thing you're going to be after here tonight?
Just to try to stay strong and run with the mid-pack or up front.
Well, if I do remember right, you're supposed to be with the Go Fast Motorsports, not the NPR guys. So, I mean, just saying.
Yeah. Yes, sir. We're going to work with them crazy guys.
Oh, boy. All right. Well, nevertheless, best wishes and luck down there, bud.
All right. Thank you, sir.
Well, there, ladies and gentlemen, that is Mr. Charles Whitehead on our line here tonight. Got to listen in on some of our other guys here real quick before we go to qualifying here. Trying to see if maybe we can talk with Rick Sargent, and it looks like we can here. So, ladies and gentlemen from BRR Motorsports, may I present to you real quick here before qualifying Mr. Rick Sargent. And Rick, first time on the television show here tonight, bud. How are you doing today?
Good, and you, sir?
Oh, doing pretty good as well. But nevertheless, in the Clash, saw you kind of hanging around in that mid-half to the top half pack there. And looked like coming to the end, looked like things were getting a little crazy for you. Now into the Duels, what's the strategy playing out for you?
We're going to sit here and see if we can't qualify good, either start in the front or not even have to really, because I think the first two in qualifying don't have to race them or something like that. But I'm just going to try to qualify good and get a good finish here. That way we kind of start good, for the race next week.
For sure there, but nevertheless, here, Rick, we do appreciate your time here tonight. As you get ready to go to the qualifying stages, we'll let you get down there and get ready to go.
All right, man. Thank you.
Absolutely. Ladies and gentlemen, driving that number 27 here tonight from BRR Motorsports, that is Rick Sargent. All right. Sparky, drivers are getting ready to go to qualifying, so we'll let them do their thing, and we'll be right back after this other quick commercial message.
All right.
All right, I think we got it all up and running now, so we'll get back up to the show here. Sorry for the technical difficulties there, guys. We just want to make sure nothing's going to go wrong on our end here tonight, so. All right, this is now the Duels at Daytona. You may have just tuned in with us here for the Clash. We're now here for the Duels. And tonight, this looks to be a 15-lap shootout in both heats. They will get 2 heats. The first pack will be separated out in Heat 1. The second pack will be headed out into Heat 2. And remember, there are 40 drivers on our lineup here tonight that are trying to make the big show, trying to make the big game plan. It's going to be a long, hard night here, and I got to believe we're in for quite the treat here.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, with these 2 races, basically one heat's going to set the inside line, the other one's going to set up the outside line here. But also, starting up front might be important. If you're in the back, it might be important to stay back here. It just depends. But this basically is just going to set everybody up, just see what everybody's got out here, and good little test session too for some of these guys.
It certainly is indeed here right now, as currently our drivers continue to work their way around the track, get last bit of practice and cleaning in this position here. You can see some of the old favorites out here. Kevin Ward, the 112 Blue Springs water machine. We've seen him on the show before. Caleb Forsythe, obviously one of that lime green 76. Might as well call him the mean green, boys. That's all I can think of anymore with them.
Mean green, right? Absolutely.
Mean green indeed.
Hopefully we won't have any more interruptions like we did in the Clash from those fellas.
That last thing I'm going to do right now is get them any bright ideas down there. Let's try not let them get any bright ideas here. Speaking of bright ideas, right now, Kevin Ward, we just talked about a minute ago, actually, right now has the #1 qualifying time, as well as Caleb Forsythe. Now coming in second with Fornshell just barely edging him out, and Stephen Gibson as well getting a piece of him.
Yeah, these laps are going to come in very, very quick. These guys keep running around here. Oh, now, well, that pole didn't last too long.
Yeah, it didn't last too long. He is currently in second, but it was that for a minute now. Grant Infinger actually taking that away from him, and now even Harley Barletta taking that away. He earns the #1 qualifying seed.
Oh, well, as soon as we say that, now Michael Davis has got the pole now.
Mike Davis got it. Jameson Miller got it. 18th. Holy moly, my friend. This is a bit of a change up in the pack now, isn't it?
Yeah, that's what's crazy about qualifying. Some guys will go out immediately. Some other guys will wait a little bit. And it's kind of like a waiting game to see who gets the fastest lap. And sometimes it's the last guy that goes out. Sometimes gets that right lap.
It's like which one's going to blink first here. And in this case, looked like anybody that was not getting out there quick enough and getting a run out there, and actually a big puff of smoke coming from Grant Infinger's car there. I think he might have put a little too much tape on that thing and burned a motor in that one. And again, we do apologize if some of the schemes are not popping up like it should here. Again, we are literally kind of just getting some fresh drivers out here, some fresh faces, so we may not see the cleanup on them just yet. But it looks like Kevin Kersher ties out Jameson Miller, but the thing is, since Miller got it first, he actually will keep the second place position away from Kevin Kersher.
Yeah, just by about 2 1,000ths of a second. Looks like that's how much it was between second and third there.
Wow, that's a fast-paced time and a fast-paced lap to say the least here. So Davis and Miller are your 2 #1 qualifiers. And I believe if we were hearing was true, they will be pretty much exempt from having to run in the preliminaries of the heats. So get a good look at some of our other drivers here. The 88, that is Garth Snyder. They'll rocket some old Red Bull down machine on that track. And good to see the man's maintenance number 29, the old man beast William Mann Jr. still popping around here. It's good to see him back. Down to the final 5 seconds here. Last minute qualifiers coming in, and it doesn't look like Davis and Miller will be timed in. They will be the 2 front runners there, Sparky, so they take home the top 2 positions, and looks like they'll have to run in the preliminary anyway, so it's going to be interesting to see how it plays out, but it's time to get ready to go here, my friend.
All right, yep, getting ready for heat #1. Again, this will be 15 laps in heat 1, 15 laps in heat 2, to set up the starting grid for next week.
Indeed, indeed. Here is how we get it. The number 5, Michael Davis, your #1 qualifier, and this one will be on the front row, but it is outside the man that just won the Clash itself in Kevin Kersher. Row number 2, Grant Infinger, and the number 24 to his outside. That'll be the number 90, Richard Fornshell. Row 3, it's going to be George Young, and the 48 to his outside. That'll be the 21 of Stephen Gibson. Row number 4, it's going to be John Thacker, the attacker of Cone Lives Matter, and the 56 to his outside. Kyle Holden, the number 12. Row number 5 is Trey Whitehead, and the 33 to his outside, the 30 of AJ Gotze. Row number 6, Austin Hable, the 42 to his outside. That'll be the 8 of Sheldon Pearson. Row number 7 is going to be Jared Heasley, and the 23 to his outside, Garth Snyder, the 88. Row number 8 is going to be 99 of Brandon Wallace to his outside. That'll be the 29, the Man Beast, William Mann Jr. Row number 9, Stephen Madden, the 7 to his outside, the 14 of Dan the Man Starner. Final starter, row 10, Tyler Meeks, the 35, and then the 11 of Zach Hinson.
Well, that was a lot easier doing 20 than it was 40, wasn't it?
Oh, you have no idea, my friend. Eli Child saying potatoes, and Jacob Gibbons saying OMG, and Dusty Barwell saying Robbie Lawrence's mullet should be a national treasure. Oh boy. Where did, I'm trying to figure out how people can get that put into the show, much less realize that the mullet man does not shave for nothing, and he does not give out his mullet to anybody. But race fans, duel number 1 coming your way. It's time for some Champion Power Equipment Fast and Fun Cup Series at Daytona. Let the duels commence.
All right, here we go. Got her rolling off the pit lane right now. Pace car bringing them up onto the racetrack as we get ready to rumble.
The field is stretched in. They are ready to go. They are looking for a piece of the pie. They're looking to get all that and then some here tonight. Teams will be tested. Alliances will be shattered. And hard racing will be presented up on our show. $19 drivers in with us. George Young unfortunately not able to make the call. Something going wrong there for the 48 machine, but as the field stretches their way across the back straightaway, it is a solid lineup looking to perform and looking to show what they can do and what they will show, what they will bring to the table coming up in the next couple of days.
And it was brought up earlier about a good point about if you have a teammate here in these duels, we'll have to see how that pans out here. If these teammates can get hooked up and help each other out to get a better starting position.
Certainly will indeed here, Sparky. They're ready to come through out of turn 3 down into turn 4. And it's time to turn the music down, turn the volume up on the race cars, and build up the speed. We are going green flag racing. This time by on the front straightaway, they settle them down, they settle them up, double filed in. Fans on their feet, they saw the clash. Now they want a piece of the duels. Here we go, the duels of fate at Daytona. And no, I cannot play Duels of Fate, by the way, for those at home that are wondering. I would get so copywritten by John Williams and all that. So don't
Oh, wow. I figured we were going to get a Star Wars reference in here sooner or later in one of these broadcasts.
We were going to get it eventually, but right now, I'll tell you what eventually is happening here is this blockade by the number 36, Kevin Kersher. He's already trying to hold down 2 fourths for the price of 1, but the problem is he's got a whole lot of issue trying to fight in that middle section because that is a gap. And these drivers will have no problem trying to put a little charge on it if they're not careful here. Up on the outside, Richard Fornshell has a little bit of a draft package built up there as he currently works his way around the field and into the inside zone. We go on board here with the number 24, Grant Infinger.
I gotta admit, already that was a great start by Kevin Kersher there in the 36 this time. Got a good jump on the outside, got around the 5 car and took the lead, and now he's right back in the spot that he was in at the Busch Clash.
Sparky, I'm gonna take your stake away if you keep messing up his name. It's Kevin Kersher. Sure. Like
sure.
think like sure, like yeah, like yeah, sure. You know, sure.
Sure. All right, sure.
Yeah, sure. Oh, okay. Now you just sound like a bird down here. I'm gonna make like a dodo and get you out of here if you're not figuring this out.
Well, I'm sure to get that name right by the end.
There you go. Yeah, that's right there. You just say like think for sure, like Kevin for sure.
For sure.
Kevin for
Well,
sure. Kevin for sure. Yeah.
Kevin Kashur is currently still out in front right now. Like I said, he's picking up right where he left off from the Clash right now. A single file bunch here all the way back to the 90 car. Richard Bushnell here in the 8th spot.
He is indeed right now with the number 5, Michael Davis, right now holding up onto the 2nd place spot. Infinger falling in behind to try to catch his teammate Kevin Kashur. But here right now at the moment, here in the back of the pack, you can see 22 Jared Heasley, the old good graphic gremlins, kind of popping in to annoy him in the out of Suck at iRacing. Gotta be careful about that. You don't want to lose connection with these kind of speeds.
Oh yeah, don't want to lose connection, and we really don't want to blink a lot either, because it's kind of hard to kind of tell where that car is when that happens. So yeah, definitely gotta be aware of that. Hopefully that clears up for him. Looks like it is so far though.
It is indeed, my friend, as the field works their way back down into turn 1 and 2 here. You can see everybody looking for an opening, looking for a chance at hopefully being something built up. But again, it's just that draft package you heard everyone talk about. Even though they're running on a bit of a custom setup, if you will, with that tape configuration, it still does not help them out when it comes to building up more speed. Because again, downforce on these cars is just pulling them back even more as they get into that dirty air. So they really have to rely on that draft to even survive, much as get anything going here.
Whoa, and Jared Heasley is taking the 23 down pit road here.
He is indeed here. I'm not sure what is going down there, and maybe they are telling him he is not able to continue on, but the official not giving us any word there or what happened there on that end.
No, that's an unfortunate break for him. That means he's going to probably more or less have to start in the back come next week.
He is indeed here, but nevertheless, so I can guarantee you one thing about Jared Heasley is that he's not one to quit out here. He'll definitely put up a fight when he has to and put on a little show for the friends and family out there.
Oh, absolutely. Yep, that desire's always there, and yes, you never just want to give up on these things. He'll be back full force.
Certainly indeed here. Right now we're going board with the Ford Logan Flooring number 33. This is Triple Trey. The man came to play Whitehead. Currently at about a fight here with John the Attacker, Golden Line Mara Thacker. Marching their way in across down out of turn 1 into 2 here at the field, starting to get into a round here, trying to help each other out.
Yeah, at this point, just a big long snake of cars at this point. Just a single file kind of marching band here so far.
Indeed, indeed. And right now, currently the number 12, Kyle Holden, kind of holding up the rear end of that field. And the man starter, Steve Matt, all way behind here. They don't know, they're maybe trying to think get a big push later on, or they're just waiting for that ball to wreck up front. But well, they're not careful back there. They may end up getting themselves in a little bit more trouble. They realize Zach Henson trying to make quite a few openings off of them.
Yeah, I don't know. You can get together and stay back there and kind of keep somewhat of a pace, but I don't know, unless these guys really get racy up front, I don't see where that strategy's going to come in.
Yeah, I don't know either here, but you know, that's one thing we've always said around here. You never expect the unexpected here on this show, because again, motorsports is just way too chaotic, and sooner or later Lady Chaos will have her way and just throws her hands up in the air and says, all right, here's how we do it. And it just literally makes no sense to us here on our show, but I mean, hey, that's kind of how it works out sometimes.
Absolutely. And they know, like a place like Daytona and Talladega where you're doing all this pack racing, not guaranteed that the top 10 that you see now will be that same top 10 when they come across for the final lap.
Certainly not indeed here, right, as we're getting closer, looking to be more and more like Kevin Kershur's here, unless Davis can somehow, some way get a good draft off him out of turn 4 onto that front straightaway. That's the only way I feel like he's going to have a chance at taking him down a few pegs. As we focus in on some of the guys in the back, Fornshell and the Man Beast Man Jr. kind of helping each other out, and Austin Habel kind of closing in, kind of coming up on the gap here.
Well, I wouldn't count anything out of that Grant Infinger fella. He knows a thing or two about stuff around here, and you know he might have a strategy here that he might be able to get some guys to go with him here and make a move as well.
Certainly there indeed. He's got somebody right behind him that doesn't have any trouble about making some moves and going for see a little bit of movement in the back here. Looks like Fornshell's trying to march the pack in, trying to get the guys in the field. Brandon Wallace right behind him here. But he is all over the place here with a little bit of a 3 wide salute having to be charged in. The 30 of AJ Gossi now kind of coming up, but
Yeah, it looked like that run died off pretty quickly there. And boy, there's still 3 wide up there in turns 3 and 4 back there.
we're going to have to be careful up there because right now you see Sheldon Pierce kind of all over the place. He's trying to hold that car on line. He is all over the place here.
Good job of holding on to it there. He'll just have to come back in line here. Now those guys are going to have to get back in line quick or else these guys in front are going to pull away from them.
They certainly are indeed right now, and I feel like they're getting one step closer to just that. Really not a lot of whole areas to really make a move or make a charge off of, so really you're just trying to find any little piece of help, any piece of little momentum you can get.
Yeah, it just seems like to me with these cars, it just seems like they if you stay in that draft, you're good. If you get out of that draft or get side by side, it really just slows both of you down in this case.
It's almost like it just completely hurts the power and the momentum of these cars. I mean, we've seen earlier, and actually, I'll tell you right now something, Sparky. You know, I was running a couple of days ago. I actually ran in a open class truck series race for the officials. It was a 50-lap heat, and we had a big wreck going in turn 1 and 2 when the caution was not thrown by iRacing. But here's the thing. Even though I had no damage on my end, I was really about 20 seconds back of the field. And they had about a 3 or 4 car truck backpack up of the front ahead of us, but somehow we were able to get a few guys in and get a few good pack going, and about 15, 17 laps later, we was literally only about 5 seconds away from catching up to the guys up front. And just kind of going off that, and then looking further down what we see here with this Cup Series, like this is just completely night and day. It's like in that end, in this Xfinity, you can build up a lot more speed and get a lot more run there because that package is not really slowing you down. But here, it's almost like the package itself is almost like designed to hurt you more than anything.
Yeah, it's like these cars have like parachutes. Oh, we got problems. Turn 1 and 2, 29 car around and into the wall.
Oh, he's going to take a few of them too with them. Whoa. Caution flag flies out there for the Man Beast William Mann Jr. That's 29 you heard there in the man's maintenance machine. Troubles down there for him and his crew, and we're going to have to take a look at this one. See what happened here. I got to believe just that hard tandem package racing is just not playing in the way they wanted to. Taking a look at it here right now. Looks like Mandy's not brought down. Gets into the 42, unfortunately. And 29 goes for a hard little wreck and a run and a crash. Looks like the 21 that got caught in it. And a lot of guys got kind of caught off on guard from that. It was a tough break, to say the least here.
Definitely. It looked like based on what we could see there, it looked like the 29 tried to get back in line a little bit. He saw a hole down there and he tried to fit it down in there, and unfortunately he wasn't quite clear of that front bumper of the 42, and that just got him around there.
And right now, currently getting word that Gibson is going to receive the old send it back to the pack here, my friend. So, you know, right now I gotta believe that probably will not be sitting too well with him. But again, because if we have to run your way from the outhouse up to the White House, good luck here at Daytona with this car anyway.
Yeah, absolutely.
I have a much better chance of getting the Deleras literally to run here for Formula One at Daytona on the road course, much less the 2.5 mile long oval here than to get a good draft going for these packages, man.
Better off running the Delaras on the actual speedway.
Yes, I'd probably be better off doing that and getting that figured out around here, man. It's just nothing for these cars. These cars are just not getting the draft, and again, it's not a testament on the drivers. These drivers can run the best of them, but when you got a package like this, it just is not working out that well. And right now we'll bring in Trey Whitehead to kind of talk about that. Trey, right now you're kind of in the middle of this whole mess and this whole race here. How bad is that downforce kind of slowing your cars down in the 33 machine tonight?
I mean, we feel pretty fast in the draft. We're getting a lot of really big runs, as you saw there. I think if our help would have stayed behind me and Man, we could have made a run up to the front. But, I mean, I'm not sure how it is up front. We haven't had much clean air. But, I mean, it's pretty fast in the draft. So, I mean, it's working. So.
That seems to be working indeed, but nevertheless, as you try to get one step closer to the end here, what's going to be the final position you're going to aim for these last couple laps?
Well, if you want to take the top, you got to make sure you have help. That's the first thing. And if you have help, just go for it. But if we don't have help, we're just gonna stick to the bottom and see what happens. But it should be pretty crazy here for the last couple of laps.
Certainly there indeed here, Trey. Appreciate your time here tonight, though. We'll see what you can do down there with your crew down with the 3Y Motorsports.
Yep, I appreciate it.
Absolutely indeed. All right. So field trying to stretch this one back in. Everybody trying to get cleaned up, trying to get things somewhat settled down, if you will.
Yeah, it looks like we were getting in that situation where we're going to be in a green-white checkered situation at this point.
We certainly are indeed here, Sparky. And again, that green-white checkered scenario, when it pops up, oh boy, does it pop up and it comes back with a vengeance. It will get you when you least expect it here. And I think that's exactly what some of these drivers are waiting and counting on to hopefully survive and conquer if they can. Got a few other drivers we have yet to hear from tonight. Let's go ahead and take it down to one of the other teams down there, down in High Line Racing. This is Mr. Dan, the man, Starner, as he now joins me in here. And Starner, you came off a great battle there at New Hampshire Motor Speedway Road Course just a couple of nights ago. But now, as you're trying to fight it out with these drivers here, what's been the main thing you've been keeping your eye on tonight?
I'm just trying to figure out my setup for next week. I kind of been playing around, poking around with it. So this one feels a lot better than the Clash or the Clash that we just did. So it feels good. I just got to stay out of incidents.
For sure there. Now, with everything that's been said and done here, do you think really this last bit could be a good test session to kind of help get it figured out for next week?
Oh, yeah, absolutely. I think the car's feeling good. I just got to find a good hole. I don't want to cause too many accidents yet. Find a good hole. I think I'm going to try and squeeze through and get to the front.
Absolutely there. Well, nevertheless, we do appreciate your time here, Dan. We'll see what happens here.
Thanks, bud.
Dan, the man Starner, ladies and gentlemen, coming on board here tonight as he tries, and I mean tries, to help out his team down at High Line Racing. Hoping for a little bit of a love, a little bit of help here. Well, Sparky, this being your first time calling a race with me in the Fast and Fun Champ Power Company, guys, I gotta ask you, what do you think, bud?
Oh, this is pretty good stuff. I like this so far. I like what I saw in the Clash. These guys, really know what they're doing out here. But what they got out here, and so far, it's just been a pretty good show they've put on so far.
It has indeed here as the field works to stretch them back onto the front straightaway here. We'll bring them back into the pack and back onto the track. And it's time to get ready to finish this one out. It's a green-white checkered scenario, popping your way up and down as they lead them off on the front stretch.
Oh boy, and Mr. Kevin Kashur got that lead, and he got a good start that time. Him and Grant Enfinger both, they just blew right by the 5 car.
That's going to be a big thing here, though, because again, Grant Enfinger, his teammates there with Kevin Kashur, and being with your teammate there and being with your team really going to help you kind of build up more speed, a little more of a chance to help keep you up to the front. AJ Gotzi, though, and Trey Whitehead will try to chalk that down here as the 5 tries to get a little speed going.
And they come back into turn 3, coming off turn 4, single foul, pretty much all the way back to about 8th spot as they come off turn 4. Mr. Kevin's going to be looking for that white flag here.
The white flag traded in there from the green flag here. Next time by, it'll be a checkered flag popping up if Kershaw can get to it. But Enfinger, we know him all too well. He has a driver's mindset. Will he turn on his teammate and go to the outside and just try to build up one little run on him to try and secure the top spot going into the big race at Daytona next week?
And they come off turn 2 down the back straightaway. Nobody really making the move right now. Kind of just stuck right there. They head down the back straightaway. Kevin Kashur still with the lead as they're going to head it down into turn number 3.
They're going to try and gap in for one last position in. Hope for the best here. You can see the 12 of Kyle Holden think he has something up there, but it's not sticking as well as he wants to. Leading him down out of turn 3 into 4. Kershaw has a run in. Finger going to get a good push, but it's going to be Kershaw that once again wins the Clash and wins the first duel tonight.
All right. So, boy, tell you what, that 36 car, Kevin Kashur, he's going to be he's something to deal with, I think.
He certainly will be indeed there. Right now, here's your race results from heat number 1 there. Your top guys go from the pole. This is your left. This will be your inside row. Come next week. Kersher wins this in finger. Second. Third to Godsey. Fourth to Whitehead. Fifth to Thacker. Sixth to Wallace. Seventh to Snyder. Eighth to Hinson. Ninth to Holden. And 10th to Fortshell. Rounding out the top 10 on that end as we look at our final results there as well. You can see everybody else finishing in respectfully on those positions. And now, ladies and gentlemen, it is time at last for our final race and final duel of the night. So, without further ado, on the pole, let's get down to it. The 18, Jamison Miller will rock him out, with the outside him being Harley Barletta in the 81. Row number 2, it's going to be Kevin Ward in the 112. It is outside. It's going to be the 15, Jason Taylor. Row number 3, Steve Clegg, 22, it is outside. Nathan Meyer in the number 1. Row 4, the Zandy fan, Craig Janzik in the 40, it is outside. 34, the Mullet Man, Robert Lawrence. Row number 5, Brock Whitehead in the 82, with his outside being that 76, Caleb Forsythe. Row 6 will be Russ the Fullbore, Kilgore, it is outside. Matthew Johnson, the 993. Row number 7 is going to be John the Diamond, the 39, is outside. Brian Alonzo, the 77. Row number 8, Elena Wildchild, the number 9 is outside. Ryan Johnson, the 38. Row number 9, Rick Sargent, the 27 is outside. Christian Wilcox, the 53. And at last, row number 10 will be Charles Whitehead in the 51, rounding out the field. We're going to tune up the band, play the music one more time, because race fans, this is what you came to see. This is what you want to see and you want to experience live in person. This is the big one, the final clash of the night here on our show. And we decided to try to see if we can get these training paint schemes to come up finally. I know there's a few of them out there that have a different scheme on there than you're seeing. Again, that's not, unfortunately, that's something just iRacing could not handle, but unfortunately with a quick refresh, so hopefully that fixed up a few of them.
I definitely kind of like that Kodak car up on the outside. That thing looks pretty sharp.
The old 81 Harley Barletta has been pretty sharp and has been pretty much on the bubble, on the gun, time and time again. The question is, will he do it once more here tonight? That's going to be a big question here. We're going to see. Sparky, there's one last race. We can call it a night tonight, buddy.
All right, here we go. We'll get that green flag out one last time here. Here we go. Green flag in the air, and we are gone.
It's time to go racing one more time here on our show here. This is the big one. Well, who is going to determine the final starters on the outside row? Leading them off, 15 laps in this one.
Oh, and look at that Harley Barletta there in the 81. Did the same thing that Kevin Kersher did in the last race. He got around on the outside and got right down to the bottom immediately.
Kind of hard to believe. You would have thought that he got such a big amount of speed, big amount of run, but it worked so well in his favor. And it ended up going the way I think he was hoping for. He was kind of playing out here tonight. So now the ultimate question is, will that last?
Absolutely, and also for those Ford and Toyota fans out there, they got to be wondering, hey, can we do something to disrupt the Chevy? We've already had Chevy win earlier. Got to get up here and mix it up a little bit with those bow ties.
Well, they figured it out. They might as well tell me how they did it, because I still remember that there's supposed to be a car with a Chevy that has a Ford on it. Yes, I'm still looking at you, Nathan Meyer. I'm not going to get over that. It's like, it really is sacrilegious, like looking at that thing and seeing that number and thinking, why is, I mean, come on. I mean, I'm a fan of both Gordon and Earnhardt, by the way, so do not come at me for that one, folks, unless you want to get mad at me for the fact I'm a fan of both of them.
Well, see, this is what could have happened if Jeff Gordon actually would have stayed with Ford and not gone to Hendrick. That could have been what it could have been.
It could very well have indeed there, but that's definitely a story for another time. Although I would love to have Jeff Gordon on our show sooner or later one day. That'd be pretty sweet.
Oh, that would, definitely.
Well, I guess right now, currently, I think I might have to change the Wild Child nickname to the Potato Master. There, Eli the Potato Master Child. And the number 9 currently moving his way up into the field here, down a few spots here as he's starting to lose draft and lose position. this package, man, it's not giving these guys any help or any chances, and they're having to also work those wheels in a lot harder, I'm noticing. But it doesn't seem to really be affecting or really giving them any chances there. It's more or less just kind of who can survive out the most, if you know what I mean.
Yeah, absolutely. And right now, we're right back where we were like in the second heat race. We're right back where we're in that single file kind of snake-looking line here.
Really are. The field is starting to stretch out just a slight bit here. Everybody kind of getting a little bit more runoff, a little more speed down on the hoods.
And they're all just staying right near where that yellow line is. We haven't had to say much about that yellow line. Nobody's really gone down there, tried to, you know, get the ire of the officials or anything. Everybody's pretty clean on staying off of that double yellow line so far tonight.
I think they know better than anything to be messing with the authority down there. There's one thing I know is you do not mess with those race controls, and you do not mess with the field here, because again, these Shape and Fire equipment Fast Fun Cup guys, they do not play around. They are out to give a show and give a great race to everybody out there, but they will not hesitate to make sure you're a part for tonight if you do something a little bit out of control.
Kind of take a look here through the middle of the field. We got a pack of Fords in here. That's Jonathan. We got Jonathan Diamond in the 39 in between the two mean green machines there.
NPR boys right now currently, you can see Russell Fulbore, Kilgore in the 2, and then Caleb Forsythe in the 76. Saw earlier Thacker already moving into the pack, so he's in world right now.
Now, I have noticed something different here, unlike the first race where we had a little pack of cars drop back about 4 seconds. In this one, everybody's all tight up together. All 19 cars are all stacked up here together.
Maybe taking full advantage of what they saw there in that other heat. Maybe kind of going off of that might be not a bad idea. But I mean, again, I'm not gonna lie to you folks that they got to figure out something, that plate track strategy, and figure out some of the pit strategy going into next week. Because right now, I'm gonna tell you something here. If you're up front and you're leading this one off, you're pretty much already kind of secured in. You got no troubles whatsoever. So you gotta really boil down to pit strategy unless they get a setup dialed in.
Yeah, and to that point, also, I gotta believe that somebody's got to figure out how to get that outside line going, because they got to figure out a way, because you're just not going to pass anybody just running around like this all the time. You got to make some type of move. You got to get some type of momentum, and I think it's going to have to take a couple of cars to get up on that outside line and try to make a charge to the front. And these guys, you know, they got time to do it, but you know, they got to figure something out to try to make that winning pass.
They certainly are indeed here, and right now with everything kind of starting to slow off, kind of hit in, everyone just open. I mean, if you're Harley Barletta right now, you got to be thinking you're on cloud 9. All you got to do is just keep the throttle engaged, keep the momentum up, and then just don't worry about the rest. Stay in this one.
Yep, guard that double yellow line like it's your best friend, and just kind of drive along and just occasionally look in the mirror, but you know, don't look too much.
Don't look at all, really. One thing I'm also noticing here, you can see Nathan Meyer now actually getting all loosey-goosey, all wobbly here. I don't know, maybe this is me, but Dustin, I'm literally seeing them driving as hard as they can there in the middle end, but they're getting so loose, getting so sideways and wobbly, like they have to go straight to the bottom just to even get cleared up and checked out. I don't know, maybe that's just a drafting package, or maybe it's just the fact they can't hold the line in. Like, what do you think going to be down there?
That's it. Yeah, I just saw that. It just doesn't seem like there's any grip or anything up on that top line at all. I just saw like 2 or 3 guys.
Well, we were talking about no grip. We got no grip here. Big wreck right out of first here. Rock Whitehead, the A2 starts it, and the Potato Man goes for a ride.
Oh my goodness.
You kidding me? Oh, no.
Caution is out. And I believe we are going to go to that wonderful, awesome PTM instant replay to find out what happened.
Well, at least you know how to check the replays when we're supposed to around here. So, yeah, why not? Let's bring that thing back out here.
Yeah, I think we got our act together now that nobody's messing with the broadcast anymore.
Thankfully there, but nevertheless, Brock Whitehead, you can see they're trying to push and shove. They're going through turn 1 and 2, and unfortunately, it looked like the 38 I believe, yes, that was Ryan Johnson. Kind of started that whole chain reaction trying to get guys moving up to the front. And unfortunately, nobody was really able to keep up with the pace, keep up with the position. And just got word right now from some of the guys down there that were messing around with the chats here. It looks like one of the mid-pack racing guys are trying to tell our boy, the Zanny fan Craig Jantic, to eat Snickers. He's not him when he's hungry. So I guess free beer and hot wings forgot a Snickers in between. So I guess there you go, folks.
I guess they're saying that somebody right now has lost their head.
Either that, or I think we've been pretty much in this party a little too long. I don't know. Maybe we should bring in one of our guys down there in the number 76, Caleb Forsyth. Caleb, right now, man, this has been pretty much fight and give and go and hope for the best. What is going on down there?
Oh man, just hugging that bottom line and riding around in circles.
Yeah, that's about usual for you.
Yeah, this package they have on this track, man. It's just you can't really race each other. Just protect the bottom line and try not to get hit.
That seems to be the case here, but nevertheless, as you guys get prepared to finish these duels out, when you go to the big race come next week, what's going to be the thing you're hoping for and hoping to survive with?
Unless something changes between now and then, it's pretty much going to be try to hook up with the NPR guys and ride around on this bottom line, hug it, and just kind of maintain our race. It's going to be a little bit longer of a race, so just staying clean.
Well, hug it close, call it your own. That's what we say around here, Caleb. But nevertheless, appreciate your time here tonight.
Man, y'all have a good night.
You too. Number 76 here, Caleb Forsyth, having a little word with us here. Got a few other drivers we can talk with here as well. We have yet to hear from. We'll go ahead and bring in, see if we can talk with the BRR Motorsports. We're going to talk with Matt Johnson here. He now joins me in real quick here, ladies and gentlemen, here for the 93 that in the Toyota Camry. That's Matthew Johnson. Matthew right now, currently the BRR Motorsports crew has been pretty much rock solid on fighting it out and giving everything they can, but this has been pretty crazy to say the least here.
Yeah, it's been kind of a one-lane race. Stay on the bottom early and often, restarting on the inside, and that's where you'll expect to see me for most of the race and the rest of the race.
For sure there, but nevertheless, with what we got going on, really, do you feel like you have anything left here to kind of fight out with here or anything like that?
Nope. If someone goes outside, I pass them.
That sounds about right, I guess. Nevertheless, appreciate your time here, buddy.
All right. I look forward to our chats.
Absolutely. The way he just said nope, folks, I don't know if anybody remembers this, but maybe you might remember a little meme from Dean Ambrose / John Moxley down there. When he was literally in an interview, he was just like, nope. What's the first thing that came to mind? You kind of think of that, Sparky?
Yeah, pretty much. Nope.
Nope.
That's pretty much, and to his point, that's pretty much how it is. I mean, there's no lane on the outside here tonight, it looks like, so it looks like everybody's stuck on the bottom. And that's got to be frustrating for these drivers that they can't make any moves.
Sure there.
Ready to get them going. We got them double stacked up here. Lights are out on the pace car. We're getting ready to get this all fired up again.
Sure there. Well, right now, currently the field is ready to stretch them back in and fight them back off. Race fans, they will have 3 laps here to go, and this will be the final of our duels here tonight. We'll talk with our guys down there as well, the duel winners here, as well as maybe our second place finishers, and see what their minds are going to be placed in. But nevertheless, we're getting ready to finish this one out. Presented in part by our good friends over at Champion Power Equipment. Again, guys, if you need the best tools for the right job and all the power equipment you can get, Champion Power Equipment is the only brand name you can trust under their leadership and guidance. Be sure to look them up on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram, and check out their product line at championpowerequipment.com.
All right, so pace car is pulling off here. We're about ready to get that green flag back out again. Here we go. We're off and running again.
We are indeed, and Kilgore out of the gate. He was already trying to stick his way to the inside, but he's going to wreck the field into the front straightaway, pile up on the front end.
Wow, big problems over there. Big problems.
Holy smokes! That you could tell how bad that draft is doing to these guys. He went for it all and went for broke, and it just completely caved in on him.
Oh boy, we're definitely going to have to take a look at that and see what exactly happened there, because that was wild.
Somebody want to explain to me again why they are not they have play restrictors on these things again? Someone want to explain that to me?
Oh wow.
Take a look at this one here. We're going to go look back at the replay. Here again, Kilgore, you can see right here, he's already trying to go down the bottom. He thinks he's got a clear opening. He gets right into Jameson though, and then that chain reaction starts, and then it's, let's just say it's a little bit of a pile up on I-35 down there. And they only have one green-white checker to work with, so they mess this up. It's game over.
Oh boy, so they're really going to have to be on their toes here.
Sure there.
Oh boy, that was just a mess. That just, like I said, all started up front there. The 2 car there just tried to put it in a hole where he couldn't put it in at, kind of hooked the 18 around, trying to get in the bottom, and everything just went all crazy after that.
Comment section refrain from anything that Sparky just said there. But yes, indeed, right now, currently the field pretty much destroyed in on that one. A lot of damage done up on some of these guys here, and again, the instant repairs. Good luck with that. It's basically just go out there and get it fixed, whatever you can do.
Well, this definitely shakes the field up quite a bit. Harley Berletto's still going to hold on to the lead, but now we got Kevin Ward. He's going to move up into the 2nd spot. We got Greg Jazanek there in the 40. He's going to move up into 3rd. Nathan Meyer's going to move up in that Sacrilegious 24 car.
Mm-hmm. Well, Barletta pretty much in the driver's seat, if you will, but now I think it's very clear. There's not a lot of there's not a lot of ways to not get caused up or get in trouble here. So I'd say right about now, this is anybody's ball game, to say the least. Could be anybody's race to be had here. We'll talk with Kevin Ward right now in that 112 and see what he saw kind of going through that field here. Kevin, you got a copy down there, sir? I'll try to bring him in. Kevin Ward, you got a copy, sir? Nope, no word on that one, so we're not going to be able to see what he thought about or what was going on down there in his mind. I got to believe he was probably trying to just stay clear and avoid the wreckage and the carnage there. Talk with Brock Whitehead here, the youngest driver in our truck series that has won a race here. Brock, man, right now I know you just kind of got a little bit clipped up into that damage there. What did you see happen in front of you there, sir?
I don't know, really. I didn't see anything, but probably somebody's spun their tires or trying to go 3 wide. Really just, I don't know. Honestly, I have no words to describe what this race has gone for me. I got rear-ended earlier, and it just hasn't been a good race, so I don't know really what to say about it.
Well, nevertheless, I know it's going to be a little bit of a long, hard race and long, hard fought coming in next time around, but really, is there anything in mind you have in mind to try to fight it out with?
Really just going to try and stay behind the car. I'm trying to jump on the inside line so I can hook up behind somebody and try and get a good, decent finish for the 500 for next week so I can start good. So, see how that goes.
Appreciate your time here tonight there, bud.
Thank you.
Yeah, unfortunately right now, Brock Whitehead, yeah, you can hear it in his voice kind of just all over the place, kind of trying to keep his emotions cool.
Yeah, you can definitely hear from some of the people that we have talked to that, that they're a little, I wouldn't say more or less aggravated, but just kind of just frustrated more or less that they have to stay on the bottom here. Can't get no run on the outside, and just, if I was out there driving, I know you do as well. If you only got one lane to run in, you can't make any move or anything. It's very aggravating.
Certainly is indeed here right now. The field ready to stretch them back out and get ready to fire back up just one more time. Someone is going to be a duels winner here tonight. Which one
Get it.
will it be?
I don't know. That 81, that Kodak car has been getting pretty good restarts here. So if he gets a good start here, if he gets down on the bottom and gets in front, he's definitely going to be that car to beat, I believe.
Sure there. Well, nevertheless here, we're ready to field the drivers back into position, ready to field them back down in. Kevin Ward on the inside line. You would think that's the advantage point, but again, we saw earlier the outside has a good charge up on that run, on that initial start. So will that happen again? Here we go, back to the green flag. Last chance for this one.
And look at that. 81 got a heck of a jump right off the green flag and moved right to the bottom. I bet it's his race to lose at this point.
It certainly is indeed here. The field working their way off into the stripes. Everyone trying to go to the bottom, but those are forced up top. Going to have to work in down the runs. Chances starting to gloom in, and gloom doom is starting to be shown away. Last minute, last chances. Kevin Ward on the outside trying to work with Barletta, but it's Yannick fam that saw a major opening, looking for the run, looking for a chance of taking this one away. Was not to be with only 2 to go. We're coming up on the white flag.
Yes, sir. Mr. Kevin Ward's going to get hung out to dry on that outside. He's going to lose a lot of spots here. Now you got Craig Jazanik there in the 40.
He certainly is indeed here right now. Drivers kind of pacing their way into the white flag. They go.
Look at Craig up on the outside. Tried to get that run, tried to get the move, but nothing. As soon as he got in the turn one, boom, there goes the dynamite.
The draft goes away. The package just completely destroys him in. Will Caleb Forsythe get any help from the wild shot in the number 9? Did the Potato Master help him out just one more time and give him a fair shake at this to try to knock down Barletta? Or will Barletta get the outside row to start the number 1 pole? Well, they're going to lead him off down into turn 3, turn 4. It's going to be a drag race here. I feel they're going to come on the outside looking for an opening here. Looks like Childs goes the outside. But to the end, Barletta once more secures another win and a dual victory here at Daytona to end our night off.
And how about that? The guy that wins the race in the Kodak car, that Kodak car used to win at Daytona a lot. Look at that. He puts the Kodak car in victory lane yet again.
He does indeed here. And race fans, that is going to be a big confidence booster knowing he starts on the outside. Reminder, the outside seems to be where the big advantage is for the shot races on the start. Will that be the same case for Barletta when the time comes? That will be the question I think we'll need answered later on. But boy, what a night it was for him and his crew. And I got to believe he's extremely happy about this one here tonight.
Absolutely. Had that car really hooked up, and all he had to do was just that restart was key. You said it. That outside line was good on that restart. That outside was key when he got that white on the restart there, and he was able to get to the bottom. He was sailing from there.
Certainly was indeed. All right, real quick, let's go ahead and talk with our dual winner number 1, ladies and gentlemen. Kevin Kersher now on the line. Kevin, sorry we didn't get you in a little earlier on, but man, winning that first duel and a clash victory, I gotta believe you're on cloud 9, knowing you'll be the first guy on the starter here tonight, or to come in next week.
Man, I didn't realize that. Did they get me on the pole there?
If you win, I believe if you're the winner in the duel, you're supposed to go on the pole tonight. Isn't that right?
Well, that's good news.
Yeah, I was about to say we got you on the pole here. I guess we're doing a 10-lap feature while we're at it. I guess we're having a little fun with this.
Yeah, we're gonna have a little fun race now, so we'll see how we stack up with these guys here. But what a great night so far, man. Car's been super fast. Really appreciate all the guys working hard on this thing. Appreciate James Harris and Eli Childs for putting this deal together for us, and Champion Power Equipment for coming on board and helping make all this possible.
Absolutely in there, Kevin. Appreciate your time here tonight. Our best wishes and luck to you next week when we see you in the big event coming this time around.
Yes, sir. Thanks, guys.
Ladies and gentlemen, the number 91, that is Kevin Kersher from Blackstone Management Racing, having a little word with us here tonight. Good to hear from everybody here. Good to hear from the field. Now let's go ahead and tuck it down to our dual winner number 2 from the, I'm not even going to say what the heck their team name is. He can tell us for us. But here is dual winner number 2, ladies and gentlemen. That is Harley Barletta in the 81. And Barletta, before you go have a little fun here, just a little field race here. Congratulations on your duel win number 2 and getting up on the outside line row for the next race coming up next week. But I got to ask you, being on that outside, is that just going to be a bigger advantage for you to start, or what are you thinking down there?
I mean, realistically, with this draft package, you want to get the jump, but you don't want to be on the bottom because that's gonna leave that spot up top. So you're gonna have somebody up top. So if you start on the top there and get that run, then there's gonna be an opening up there to where like third or fourth is not gonna be able to get to you, and then you drop to the bottom and go for it.
Certainly there indeed here. So I got to ask you, as you prepare to do that and then some here, what's going to really be on the mind there coming to that time around?
Hopefully doing the same thing and trying to stay up front. I didn't run too good in the clash, but we got the setup fixed and we all good here, man.
We're certainly there. Well, nevertheless, though, Barletta, we're about ready to sign off for the night. Our best wishes and luck. Congratulations on your dual win tonight here at number 81.
Thanks, Chris. Appreciate you.
Absolutely, ladies and gentlemen. Harley Barletta, the 81, having a little word with us here tonight, as we are currently about to finish this one out. And well, Sparky, I don't think we were supposed to call a bonus race, but what is it, only 10 laps?
Yeah, like this little 10-lap little shindig here looks like.
I guess so, my friend. I don't know. What do you think? Should we just let him go, or should we? I don't even know.
That's up to you. That's up to the directors, I guess.
That's what I mean. Might as well. I mean, I don't know. It's like we're supposed to call it a night after this one, so.
Oh, well, this is a neat way to end the night, though. To sit here and just watch these guys have a little bit of fun here at the end.
I guess so. Anyway, might as well just call it a race then. Let's just let them at it.
Overall and all, though, this has been a pretty fun night watching these guys, though.
Yes, indeed. Here. Well, it's been a wild night and a bit of a crazy night. So I guess for you fans at home, this isn't a duels race. This is just a fun race here. So little bonus race here for you.
Yeah, a little extra fanfare here at the end of the show. Well. And speak of that, there goes the outside guy going to get turned around and cars flipping on the front straightaway.
Yeah, we've already lost a couple of them, Barletta being one of them, unfortunately, the 81.
I don't think you would say this, but I think it would be like that's not quite the Kodak moment he's looking for.
I don't think so either. Yeah, like I said, I thought honestly we were supposed to just do the 3 races. I don't know if we're actually supposed to call this, so fans at home, if we were supposed to call it and take it a little more seriously, we apologize, but I think we're just gonna kind of wing it and just kind of go from there. We do have a big race coming up though next week though, so be sure to stay tuned. The reason why we did the duels is to determine placements and positions for the next bound to out fight here tonight, so be sure to watch out for that next week when the time finally comes.
Yeah, definitely going to be something to see when we have, all 40 cars back on the racetrack again, kind of like what that Busch Clash was like. But definitely going to see how those front runners run and how, pit strategy and all that comes into play and to be in the right spot at the right time.
Certainly there indeed here tonight, but nevertheless, though, a little bit more work to do down here, a little bit more racing to be had.
I guess we're getting just a little bit more overtime here at the moment.
A little more OT and a little more things to do.
The following announcement has been paid for by the NPR.
In a league known for close racing and exciting results, stand one team that is different. One team that has set the bar to average. That team is Mid-Pack Racing. When other teams win on the track, there is one team that wins in the after party. That team is NPR. So tune in Tuesdays, and watch NPR battle for their place on top of the bell curve. NPR, because 10th through 19th has a 1 in it too. NPR.
God, I gotta fix my firewall software around here. I also thought I had top of the grade equipment when I got this PC and all that. I have an Omen PC right now. Currently, apparently, I didn't check my firewall when it was supposed to be done because apparently those NPR guys keep hacking my system.
Yep, definitely need a better firewall.
Yeah. Yeah, I need to get a little bit more of a blockade on that one.
Protection against mean green machine.
Mean green fighting machines. Oh my lord, have mercy on my soul. Well, pretty much hit the 2-hour threshold here, but again, we'll just give this as a bonus race because honestly we're not even sure if it's supposed to be in the bonus race or not. But nevertheless, folks, we are ready to get this one wrapped up, put this one in the books, in the bag, and it looks to be a last-minute fight here.
It looks like we've lost a couple cars in that wreck that we happened a little bit ago there on the front straightaway, where a couple cars got collected there, and now we're going to stack them back up. We're going to try it again. It's supposed to be a little 10-lap little fun shootout here, but our pace car's going to head off on in here. We're going to get that green flag back out here again and just see what happens this time.
Just send it back out and put them on the track and let them go get it, boys. Here we go. We got 8 laps left here in this one right now. Field working their way across the front straightaway here, packing them down into the field. And already you can see Zach Henson maybe giving us a little bit of an idea of what we're going to have to do just to help each other out to even make any passes around here.
Now, I noticed something on that restart where Kevin Kashur on the bottom got a good jump on the bottom. That's one of the few times I've actually seen that where the bottom line actually moved over the top line.
Certainly there indeed here right now.
I think Kevin's going to be kind of like, you got to believe he's got to be the favorite going into next week after he's already won the Busch Clash, he won the dual race. That car just looks like it's just dead fast.
It is certainly dead fast indeed. And slow down again. We already got a little bit of a problem up there right now. Looks like trouble there for Steven Gibson. 21 crashed in once more on the front straightaway. Not sure what happened there. We'll have to take a look at the PTM Instant replay. Not sure what caused that one, but I think we can take a look at the replay. Maybe able to show us there.
Fortunately, his car's doing kind of like the old crab walk.
He was 3 wide there, and unfortunately looked like can't really tell who was in the white car there, but that was kind of where the transition started and destroyed him in a little bit. I believe that might have been Austin Hable that got collected in there and kind of tagged in.
Him and the 35 Tyler Meeks looks like that got collected in that as well.
A bit of a tough break there for them, unfortunately, and going to be a hard little pill to swallow for some others around here. Woo, boy, my friends, this we're still not quite done yet. We still got a little bit more to go.
Good thing that the pace car blinked out for a minute. The pace car would have got a piece of that mess too.
Yeah, sure there.
And now Steven Gibson is actually staying out on the racetrack, and I think the car is supposed to be pointed in that type of direction there. It almost looks like he's running on dirt the way that car is legitimately sideways.
Yeah, I would say probably that's not the way you're supposed to drive that car, and I should know because I do a lot of dirt tracking in my chances when I can race. So I know for a fact you do it like that, that's not going to look too good on your end of the spectrum.
Right. Caution then. Well, it seems like that these the 10-lap little shootout races will be taking a little bit longer than the.
I think they might be taking a little bit longer than the actual duels. Yeah, I was about to say. I will say
Like
this
it-
real quick though, folks. Photos wise, do not expect them till tomorrow. It's pretty late here at PTM Racing TV studios, and I've got to head to the shadow round with Sparky's gonna be a little bit too busy, unfortunately, to help me out. So we'll have them done first thing in the afternoon tomorrow. But the YouTube end, I promise you, will be literally up and running after this race. So stay tuned for that. Although there may be a little glitch on the first part, we did have a little technical difficulty that could not get it to work out of the gate, so we got it right under the gridding order and stuff. So if you're watching on YouTube, you already know what we're talking about. But nevertheless, here I do appreciate all the friends and family that tuned on in tonight. And hope you guys do some show love and support to the Champion Power Equipment crew and all of them for helping them out and helping out our crew as well here tonight and keeping up to the gates, as well as helping us out by subscribing over to our YouTube end and heading over to see some more action wherever we can bring it to you. So all broadcasts from now on will be going to YouTube after the races, so be sure to keep an eye out for those.
That's a good thing that that we do that just to make sure that folks that weren't able to watch the live feed or anything can go back and be able to see these races as well, just in case they missed out on any of the action.
Absolutely there. That's why we want to make sure the fans and friends and family can come in and check out all our action. Come on, check all our races when they come on by and have a little fun watching them. Yeah, we are about to do that and then some here and now.
And we're back under green flag, and we'll just have to see what happens here next. Under the green flag, here we go. And again, the 36 got another good jump off the start.
He did indeed here with only 5 laps to go here, as it's going to be a question of who can push. Again, this has nothing to do with points. This has nothing to do with literally anything special. This is just for you fans at home to watch a little bit of some fun racing here between these guys. Whoa, they're wrecking behind him again. Big wreck, big wreck. Well, looks like we're back. Oh man, this has just been absolutely crazy and hectic to say the least. This is just getting way out of hand to say the least, man.
Absolutely, it looked like what I saw back there was one of the NPR guys go get sideways back there with the green cars. Just one from there.
Looks like from my end, the Man Beast might have got a little bit of a push on to the number 2, and unfortunately ended up like Danica Patrick and getting called out for the usual. What was that they told her one time? First thing in NASCAR, if you're gonna wreck somebody, learn how to not wreck yourself, right?
Right. Yep. Absolutely.
No offense to the Man Beast. He was not trying to actually wreck anybody. He just kind of came off with that kind of way, though. Again, this is all for fun, so we're just having a little bit of fun winging it. So.
Now, this restart's going to be interesting because Mr. John Thacker and Green 56 machine there storming the outside. Kevin, sure here. See if he's got anything for him on the start. Under caution here, we just got to the halfway point.
Everybody getting cleaned out. Halfway point finally reached here, and looks like lights are off on the pace car here. They want to get this one fielded in and finish this night out. It's been a long night for many drivers here. Obviously, some hot, some good, some bad, some highs, some lows, and definitely been a very long night to say the least for some of these drivers.
Yeah, indeed, especially a long night for some of these drivers, and hopefully I could get that gator dinner up there to you before it gets cold here for you.
Why have you not? You're supposed to literally be beside me, my gator dinner. How come you literally forgot to get the gator sandwich, gator sticks, and my gator tots out here, man? What the heck? You had one job, Sparky. What are you doing down there, dude?
Well, they wouldn't let me cross the track because they said there was this bonus race that was happening. So I couldn't get across the gate quick enough to get it up there to you. But I'm sure it'll be getting up there. We'll try to keep it warm down.
He says that now, folks.
Go, we're coming around here off turn 3 and 4 here. We're going to get them stacked up and we're going to try this again.
Field will set him straight, set him back in right now currently. Kevin Kersher still your race leader here, looking to continue the dominance and continue that trend back to the green flag. And honestly, if we don't get this one finished up in the next 20 minutes, I think we're going to have to call this one a night. Whether, I don't really know if it was even supposed to be called or not, to be honest with you folks. We're still trying to figure that out. Like I said, I do know we were supposed to call the first 3 races, which was the Classic and the 2 races. When they popped up with the fun race, honestly, we didn't even know what we were supposed to do. We were supposed to call them there or whatnot. So, but we're committed, so we're in it to the end. Hope, and I know you fans at home probably are thinking the same thing. So.
All right, to come off turn number 4 down toward Fry Oval. Kevin Kersher still with the lead. Oh, but the main green machine tried to take a look underneath. There, Caleb Forsythe tried to look under Kyle Holder there for just a minute. Couldn't quite get there though.
Kyle Holden trying to defend off and literally, if you will, hold off there. The run that Forsythe possesses the table. And only about 4 laps remaining here. Holden getting pushed literally out of the way here. Forsythe now moving right into the back here. 3 wide down below the yellow line. Doesn't matter anyway, but sure I would have thought probably would have tagged him and gave him a ride there. Nope, not in this case.
And we'll be able to do that stuff next week.
No, it definitely will not indeed. Kersher, though, pushed a little harder there on Forsythe. Forsythe getting pushed down, but he will manage to hold on to the race lead as Kersher tried desperately to hold him down, trying to hold him back, but Forsythe is just all over the place here because that push and drafted. I don't know how these guys are still hanging on there up front. They're just really pushing each other to the limit. And the 36 finally goes for a ride. There goes the 56, the Thacker.
Wow. I mean, looked like Thacker got kicked through the goalpost on that one. Jeez.
My Lord, he did indeed, my friend. Wow.
Yeah, I know football season's coming up, but man.
I thought we was already in football season.
Well, the real season, not preseason.
Oh, okay.
Real season.
Oh, okay.
Real
So,
season's coming up.
Okay. Well, while we go look at the PTM Instant Replay real quick, see what the heck happened here. Let's take a look at this one. Sure, got basically sent to the upper room and then got sent back down to send Thacker back to the place that I feel like he probably felt like he needed to be at. So. And that was your PTM Instant Replay brought to you by our good friends over at Champion Power Equipment here tonight. And yeah, man, this has been a bit of a wild kind of night, a bit of a wild frenetic pace here to say the least here.
Like we have some extracurricular activity on the back straightaway here. It looks like Mr. Kersher was not very happy with Mr. Forsythe with that below the yellow line move. Kind of gave him the business there.
Well, the way that thing is sticking out on his front end, maybe he was trying to puncture a tire down there. Maybe try to use that as a battering ram. I don't know sometimes to them.
Oh boy, and we still got other stuff going on here under caution now. Eh? We got cars running into each other and all sorts of mad.
I think the race might be done and over with down there, my friend, or something's going on. But nevertheless, Forsythe and all of them are just kind of pushing each other around. The whole track pretty much got caved in here. I believe they still have one more stage they can get in. I don't really know for sure there, to be honest with you.
Oh. Well, we got some more.
Well, James, I would say James just got sent out of here. Well, at least we know how that happened, so. I think for all intents and purposes, the race may be indeed over here, bud. I don't know. Should we try and give him one more chance and get a green white checkered in? I mean,
I don't know. Is there anybody left?
but apparently Meyer, Starner, Gibson, Janzik, and Hinson are still around, so there must be somebody that's actually trying out here.
Oh, there's the 24 car, the Ford there of Nathan Meyer there. He's still alive out there.
It's still running. It's still working, man. He's still going. I mean, hey, give credit where credit's due. At least they are still hanging in one piece. That's better than nothing.
Absolutely. That is a sharp looking car. I do think.
Well, I'll give them that any day of the week right now. Looks like we're going to go green, white, checker now, so. Yeah, it looks like this is going to be a single file restart as well, folks, so.
More like green, white wrecker at this point.
Oh, man. It just gets crazier and crazier, folks.
Oh, here comes the pace car down pit lane here. We're going to get a green flag here.
And the green flag flying back on out. Let's finish this night out here, guys. And trust us when we say this. We will make sure next time out we're a little bit more aware of how everything finishes out. As Kevin Ward, well, I just got sent to the upper room. Let's just say that.
Boy, that would be like almost like a Shawn Michaels sweet chin music to the door there on that one.
I think he got more than switching music. I think he might have had his whole jaw pop off on that one. Nathan Meyer leads him down in. Jantic and Starner following right in pursuit in the behind. Come on, guys. Let's get this one finished out. Just got one last bit to go. Checker flag popping up here. They're going to run him to the end. Meyer going to try and drive hard. Jantic looking for one more opening. Going to try and push and shove. Meyer will win the fun race, though. And doink they do, and doink they gone. They are out of here. All right, folks, that's enough for one night. That's gonna cut it here. We're gonna call this one good and go. But, ladies and gentlemen, thank you again for tuning into the Clash and the Duels. I hope you somewhat enjoyed the fun race. Anyway, we weren't even sure we were supposed to give this one, but nevertheless, free bonus race on us. Why not? But thank you again to the Champion Power Equipment crew for helping us out here this season and this week here again. If you guys need the best tools for the best job, there's only one brand and name you can trust. Champion Power Equipment down there on their website, championpowerequipment.com. And check out their local listings on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram. Sparky, thanks for joining me here tonight, bud. It's going to be a long night, but we're calling it a night, buddy.
All right. Let's call it a night. Thank you very much for having me with you again.
We'll see you next time, guys. And the green flag flies on PTM Racing TV.